Life Radio.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Speak Life Radio right here on GorillaCross.com. Streaming live on the Gorilla Cross app, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We are everywhere live. If you're watching, please share the live video stream with your people. We're focused more on YouTube, so, if we're not checking you out on Facebook too much, I do have all the comments pulled up, so I should be able to comment and see the comments on all platforms. But if you want to share the show, please share it. Share the YouTube link and subscribe, like it, do all that stuff. I'm your host, Quan59. It's been a month since we've been on, man, so we definitely appreciate all you guys staying patient with us. We have a few submissions tonight, so we're going to take it light, and I got a guest live in the studio, so we're going to be doing a lot of talking anyways, because he's also a live streamer, so I really want to get in with him on that. So make sure you guys subscribe, like, at Gorilla Cross on all social media, man. We definitely do appreciate that. We appreciate everybody for tuning in all the time this late night on a Tuesday. I have so many shows to run out of my studio. That's why it's at 8 o'clock at night. My ideal thing would be to go live at 6 or 7 o'clock on the West Coast, so it's not too late in your neck of the woods out there on the East, and some people even listening in other countries, which we definitely do love and appreciate. So follow me at Quan59 on all social media. You can even follow me on TikTok. Yes, folks, I did it. I got a TikTok because I think it's necessary, especially for video and creators. I'm going to talk to our guest today to talk to him about that, because about a year and a half ago, it was like a joke, right? If grown people got TikTok, it looked a little bit weird, because the problem is they got it and they were doing the dances that the kids were doing, and it just didn't look right. So, but now we know how to use it. We know how to utilize it the right way. So I encourage everybody that's a creative to go ahead and get that. But subscribe at Gorilla Cross, all social media, and at Quan59 on all social media as well. If you want to submit, go ahead and submit music at GorillaCross.com. That's music at GorillaCross.com if you're just now tuning in. Or you can go to the Facebook group on Speak Life Radio group on Facebook. So type in Speak Life Radio, Positive Hip Hop, and CHH group on Facebook. And there's a submission link right there as well. So make sure you guys do that. If you do want to submit, we'll be getting into those music submissions soon. So clean music only, music or videos. Send us a link or send us the MP3, whatever. If you're going to email it to us, you can do that. I prefer videos. If you guys have videos, because we like to look at the visuals. I actually have a very creative visual artist in here today, so I know he would probably prefer to critique some videos too. He's been on with us. This is not his first time on Speak Live Radio, folks. Probably third, maybe fourth time on Speak Live Radio. So, I mean, he's a part of Gorilla Cross. He calls himself Gorilla Cross South. And I'm going to introduce you to my man right now. First time live in the studio out here in Las Vegas. So my man, Eliseo Way, what's good?
What is up, man? I don't know what to say, bro.
You're live. You're here, man.
No, we
face
live.
to face. We know each other for about 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, I am
online.
Totally, I gotta tell y'all, I am totally taken back from this setup. This man's setup is ridiculous. ridiculous. So it's different, like, because I've been a guest on the show and I've done it in like our own virtual setups.
Yeah.
But like I'm here in the flesh, in the studio. This is hands down one of the best live streaming studios, podcasting studios I've ever been in, man. Shout out to you.
Dude, and I appreciate that. And I believe you because of the fact that people come in all the time and give the same reaction. And that's how, you know, some people are just blowing smoke because you're the homie, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, you got a dope setup. And, you know, I've had setups where I wasn't even done setting it up. And I'm like, I know it's not that dope yet, but I knew where I was growing, right?
Yeah.
But I really do get the same reaction from everybody. I mean, we had Coolio in here a few weeks ago, and he had tried to do a podcast before by himself. He's like, yo, your guys' setup is crazy on the show he was on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, I just sit in the back. So they think I'm just a little white boy engineer back here, engineering all the shows. And they're like, yo, how'd you guys do this? And they're all like, oh, man, that's Quan. And even Coolio was like, dude, I think I want to do a podcast here.
Man.
We had the legendary Busy Bee up in the studio about a month ago.
Rodecaster Pro? I need my triggers, man.
Do I got any triggers?
We got to get the triggers. That's the only thing you missing, my brother, is the triggers, man. We got to get that going. We'll figure it out. We're gonna work on that.
I got some type. I got the Kawhi laugh.
Well, we need the bombs.
Yeah,
we need
don't
the air
got the
horns.
bombs.
Okay, we're gonna work on that. Bro.
I just need to get sounds. But you know, Busy Bee came in here. He might be doing a podcast. I mean, that's a legendary Busy Bee from New York, like Battlegrounds, way back in the day. But all these people have been coming in saying the same thing, and that's how I know. Like what we've done, and my brother has done a lot in here, so I can take the credit. But
shout out to bro, man.
Yeah, he's done a lot of the manual labor. Like I'll tell him things I want, and he'll do some of those, and he'll look a lot of the things up on his own.
Yeah, and
be like, actually, the best way to do this would be like this. So he came up with the mounts and everything like that. And
everything. If you're in the live streaming world or the podcasting world, you know how important it is to keep stuff off the ground, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's in the ground in here but the tables themselves, right? He has everything, the lights, the cameras, everything is ceiling mounted. Like that is hats off to you, man. And it looks really, really good, man. So shout out to you.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah. And that's, we've only done that in the last 2 months probably where we actually got to mount everything properly. So it's definitely fun, man.
Wow.
And you can see yourself on TV.
Yeah,
too.
We kind of started this journey together. I would say not together because
about the same around the same time. So let me rephrase that.
What I want to say is you were on webcams, I was on webcams.
Yeah, definitely.
Around the same time.
So we've been about the same progression.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Our progression has been about the same time within the last year and a half, maybe.
Yeah, so, where we graduated from the webcams.
Yep.
And I had to here because I run a business out. This is a business. So people come in, I produce their shows, they pay me.
Wow.
When the pandemic hit, some clients were like, well, we're too scared to go outside because, that's how it was. And everyone started streaming on StreamYard and doing Zoom shows and meetings. And so some of my clients left and started doing that at home. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that when this pandemic's over, when they come back and people don't spend money, we don't know when the world's going to open back up. It could be 2 years. We don't know when people are getting paid again.
Facts.
And I said, I don't care. I'm going to start spending money. I spent $1,000 something on a new computer.
Yeah.
Because I was using a laptop that we couldn't really even switch the screens.
Wow.
And
I started on a laptop.
That was like a year and a half ago where I couldn't even switch the screens.
Yes.
And so we were doing that. And then I had like a Canon camera that I was able to plug in, and that was during the pandemic when Canon is like, okay, we can make this camera a USB camera.
Utilities, webcam utility.
Webcam utility. And so that came out. I'm like, yo, this is game changing. And then we found out some more game changing stuff. And I'm like, I got to get rid of all these webcams.
Yes.
I can't have just one good camera.
Yes.
And then I realized I need to get rid of this Canon. It looks cool now.
Yeah.
But
that was literally the same time we were in our DMs like, bro, I'm going to get a Sony. Like, I'm going to get a Sony too.
Yep.
And we was like, oh, man. And we bought Sonys. It was crazy, man. But just to see that progression. So that's to anybody out there. Like, first of all, just start with what you got, right? Because we both kind of built our media, I would say empires from webcams and laptops, right? But to where we're going, like Quan told me some of his plans to start a second location in a different state. And like it all started from just getting out there, dropping content. So start where you're at and then slowly scale it as you go.
Definitely.
Yeah,
and I've actually been streaming all the way back on Ustream. I don't know if you ever streamed on Ustream.
No, I never streamed on Ustream.
We had one webcam that was like positioned way out of control.
What, like 2015, 2012?
Yeah, about maybe a little bit earlier.
I started streaming in 2017.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's when I started my music review show. And man, bless your heart, because you still do it.
I still do it, man.
But that is a labor. That's a labor of love.
Still getting those crazy DMs, but I like doing it sometimes.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do that tonight and see what's up. But yeah, man, it's fun doing it. I like getting on there because I used to be an artist, and I feel like if I would have had more people giving us like the real advice we needed when I was in a group or when I was solo, different things to help out like that.
Maybe you wouldn't have been the corny rapping white guy.
Exactly. I feel like I would have got farther along in that. But also just taking the knowledge I learned through that whole process of trying to make it and not making it, because I was just burnt out by the time I was actually getting good. Yeah. And I didn't even feel like doing it anymore. I didn't have the love for it anymore. So I could take all that I learned and, you know, pass it on a little bit to other people. That's real. And give them a platform. You know what I'm saying?
I love what you said. By the time you got good at it, you were like, now you burnt out. I get it all the time. Like, they say, why you don't really put out music or really pump out music like you can? It's like, man, like the love is there, but like, man, I got bad knees. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm 40 now. So
bro,
it's like...
the very last time, it was 2009. I still remember it. It was October. So I was rapping on stage and I lost my voice. And I'm like, I'm done. Set the mic down. And I was not just done for the night. I was done. Done. I was done. I was cool. It was a good show. I killed it on stage. People were loving it. And I was done. That was it. And I helped push other artists. I started managing artists out here. The scene actually grew out here really well. Nice. You know, we had Eliseo Ziv, who went by Kid back then. Yeah. Jay Gibbons.
Oh, is he from here?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there was a lot of cats out here doing things. So I'm like, let me step back. Let me help. You know,
Jay Gibbons
get people
too.
off the ground.
I forgot about that guy. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. When I first kind of even came into the knowledge of CHH, they were like the mountaintops at that time. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. But man, I'm here in Las Vegas, man. My first time in Vegas, and it's really, really good to be in Vegas and then be here with you. And so I appreciate the hospitality, man. I'm looking forward to coming back. I want to plan a trip specifically to come out here to visit this spot again and see how we can help build, how we can partner and just build this
Definitely,
thing,
man. We talked about it a lot, and obviously, like, a lot of people there's open door policy here as long as you're not crazy. We have to know you first, but we do have open door policy. If you guys are in Vegas, we love having people in the studio. We have security, we have guns and all that. So if you try to take anything with you, I don't know if you noticed my Nintendo over there in Sega Genesis.
Hey, I see it.
Okay, man. So yeah, we got that over there too. That's my original Nintendo when I was in like 7th grade, way back in the day, like 89. But people, I've seen people look at the games a little too close over there.
When you were like,
yeah, exactly,
blowing the cartridges and stuff. That's crazy, man.
So what brings you to Vegas, man? You hit me up last month. You're like, yo, I'm going to be in Vegas in the beginning of November. We got to do something. I'm like, we got to get you on the show. Yeah, and absolutely. Even though we had taken a month off, I'm like, I know this is the week I have to restart the show, whether I want to deal with these people or not.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm in Vegas. So my little sister, she's a tech consultant. Like she has a consulting company where she like consults with like companies about like their tech. Yeah. That's like a high level overview of what she does. She does a lot more than that, but there's like a huge conference here called the CP Expo. So yeah, the CP Expo is when all these tech companies come together. And the tech that they focus on is tech around customer service, like customer satisfaction and customer experience. So so that's like, we just came from this big old convention at the Mandalay. Okay, and it's like you had like T-Mobile in there. You had like you know, what's the cable provider that I don't like?
There's Cox out here.
Yeah,
Spectrum.
Okay. Yeah. So they were all in there with a bunch of other like, you know, call center type technology. And just like showing what they got coming out. It would be like equivalent to like, you know, another convention where they have like new cool stuff coming out, but it's all related toward like customer service. So, and I said that to say I'm like, it's a family business, and I'm like the content creator for the family. Nice, man. Because like my whole family is like full of like business people. So my little brother, he has a barbecue business. My mom, she has a nonprofit and a ministry. My sister has a consulting company. Wow. And I have a content creation company. Yeah. So it's like, hey, bro, come create content.
That's tight, man. Yeah. So the whole family's kind of creative, right?
Yeah. And I'm the one who puts the content together for like everybody. Like, so it's like crazy. The videos and the live streaming and the content, the video to YouTube. So it's like they lean on me for that. So it works out. And, you know, they pay me too. So.
Hey. As long as family pays, right?
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So I actually have a lot of other clients that hit me up for that stuff, but I'm like, between my own content and my family content, it's like I don't want to stretch myself too thin. So I kind of turn a lot of stuff down, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know? So, but yeah, so that's what bring me here. I'm here for my sister, creating content for her. I got the ZV-E10 out. You know, I got the Flex one time for the camera.
I've been watching a lot of your videos you've been putting up with that, so you're loving that. What kind of lens is on there?
Yeah, so this is with the Sigma 30 millimeter. This is like my go-to, like the Sigma 30 millimeter 1.4. I don't really take it off, man. Like, and it has a clear image zoom on it, so it's like you can actually change the focal length by just zooming in and out.
That's dope. I
don't ever take this lens off. So yeah, I'm out here hanging out, man, in Vegas, getting some content.
There you go. You been hitting up the Strip?
I haven't hit up the Strip, man. Like, I had somebody hit me up last night. What you doing in Vegas? You know how church folks is. What you doing in Vegas? Are you out there working? Are you out there sinning? Literally, that was literally the message I got. And I said, look, out here in Vegas, like the type of fun that they have out here ain't my type of fun. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to go to Yellowstone Park or maybe to the mountains somewhere, that's my type of fun. Like, let's go see nature. Let's go see God's great creation. That's the type of fun I like. But casinos and cigars just give me a headache, bro.
I feel you, man. And that's
just walking through the casino.
It's so funny that
I came out the other side with a headache. I'm like, how did I get a headache that quick smelling cigar smoke?
Oh man, it's so cigars, cigarettes, and now weed's legal out here, so you'll smell marijuana everywhere. But
I can smell marijuana and it won't give me a headache. But cigars and cigarettes, it's instantaneous. I get a headache. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the misconception of Vegas, like that's the only thing to do out here. You know, like I don't touch the Strip. I go down there for like the hockey game or UFC or whatever events out here. But as far as going out there to gamble or eat, like I'm not going to eat on the Strip when there's good restaurants right here.
Exactly. What I will say is the Strip in Las Vegas is a strip for real.
Yeah.
Like we call it, like in Orlando, it's called I-Drive, International Drive. We call that the Strip. That's like one of the strips because it's like literally a baby Las Vegas as far as like how it looks out here. But when you come out here, I remember when I was catching the Uber from the airport, I'm looking at the hotels, how tall they are and like how many lights there are. And like, and I told my Uber, I looked at him, I said, man, this is a real strip. This is the strip. Like, you know, like my friends say back at home, like, now y'all ain't seen no strip yet, bro. Y'all got to go to Vegas. Like, that's the strip for real. Like, it never sleeps. Like, people are always on the strip, walking, something.
Always. Even downtown. I mean, we're right down on Fremont. We're down on the east side of Fremont, but you know, we could walk right up there on Fremont, and it's, you know, downtown. It's the old school part of Vegas, and same thing, man. All night. It doesn't matter what time you drive by. There's gonna be people there.
Strip, and y'all got downtown.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep.
Jeez, man.
So that's the cool thing about
like
Vegas.
All your life?
I'm born and raised.
Wow.
Yeah, born and raised. So there's always something happening out here. You know what I'm saying? But I also grew up in the church, so that's what people don't realize. Like, oh man, Vegas is a whore. I would never go there. I couldn't raise my kids there. I'm like, look, I was raised out here. I'm not perfect, but like I didn't drink, I didn't smoke. Like I've never done drugs in my life. Like you can live out here. It doesn't matter because you take your kids to a small city.
Yeah.
The only thing there is to do is drink and smoke, you know?
And have babies at 13.
15, 13.
Like what?
It's like, man.
Yeah, facts, man. No, this is dope, man. I'm really, first of all, I'm really glad to know you and know that I have a solid connect in Vegas. Like when I come out here, or if I know somebody coming through, I can say, make sure you stop by Quantified Non-Spot. Like actually, my homegirl hit me up last night. She does all of ET's content, and she was like, yo, I'm gonna be there this weekend, you know. But I think she's coming for a fight. There's a fight this weekend, Canelo or somebody.
Canelo and Caleb Plant are fighting this weekend.
Nice. So she was like, I'm gonna be there this weekend, so I'm definitely here up. Be like, make sure you stop through there, or you know, at least check you out, because it's good to know like a legit spot that you can come that's safe, right, in the city, and you don't got to worry about nothing crazy happening. So I'm telling everybody now, like, y'all gotta go to this spot, bro. Give me some cars or whatever, so I can pass them out.
And we produce a lot of shows here. A lot of people just see like when we go live, but you know, there's a lot of different shows every day that we produce out of here. Some go live. A lot of people just come record, and then we edit down and they post it up on their social media whenever. I mean, we have anybody from people, you know, girls on reality shows to, like I said, Coolio was in here. We got other hip hop shows. A lot of people, man.
Congrats to you. You're full time with this now.
Man. Been doing this for about the past 7 months full time.
See, I don't got my claps. I'll be getting my claps. So shout out to him. He's full time now with this. Full time, you know, studio owner. Is that what you know? Studio
owner, producer,
podcast producer, live stream producer. That is huge, man. So many people, want to do this, but can we do this to the point where we can live off of it? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? So you scale it to $1,000 a month, you scale it to $5,000 a month, you scale it to $10,000 a month, and you just keep growing and growing, man. So man, shout out to you for that. That's huge, bro.
Definitely, man. I appreciate that. And I've been doing it for a long time, man. Built my first studio in my house at about 98, 99. And I got my MPC right here, man. I see it. So that's my original. People try to buy it off me all the time. I'm like, nope. That's the first thing I ever bought. So I kind of stick to that.
Only time you touch it is when you're dusting it off, huh?
Basically. I hook it up every once in a while. Because my man Crumb, he lives in Arlington, formerly known as Plato, but he'll get on Instagram Live all the time with his old school MPC.
Wow.
And it makes me want to break it out, but I'm actually missing the system disc.
Oh.
So I got to download one off the internet and find a floppy disk somewhere and do that.
Woo.
But
what's that again?
Yeah, exactly. These kids don't know.
That is crazy.
Kids don't know.
Man, I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, man. So talk to us a little bit, man. The pandemic hit. Your streaming went way up, when that happened.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that a little bit and just what got you into streaming.
Yeah.
And then we'll even go back farther. What got you into music in general to be a creative and to make art.
Yeah. So I started my first streaming show in 2017. I got the idea from my homeboy TJ DJs, which is huge down in Florida. He had a music review show, and I'm like, I want to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I want to also do I want to give a little more shine to positive music, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a show that necessarily said it had yours is strictly clean, and I respect that.
Yeah.
But I also reviewed clean and I guess not clean music, just to kind of have that dynamic. And so I started that in 2017, and I started on a laptop, literally a Dell laptop. I remember I got it off of eBay for like $200, bro. And I got a C920, a little C920 webcam.
Okay.
And
I got one of those somewhere around here too.
No, I mean, I started that show. I literally, by the end of the night, I had thousands of views on my videos, just reviewing music. Of course, artists want to stay and then they want to share it and boom, boom,
especially back then, 2017,
it was fertile.
Everybody has a review show now, right?
Yeah.
And you gotta pay, and you gotta, you'll get a good review for the more you pay.
Then I moved, and then when I moved, I didn't have good internet, so I stopped for a couple years. And then, I was like, you know what? I started seeing you doing your thing, still killing it, crushing it. And then, I just kind of switched everything up, went the real camera route like we talked about, and dropped the green screen. I had a green screen behind me. It was bad, bro. So then I just started.
Had the crazy graphics everywhere.
Just looking like Las Vegas Strip.
They were everywhere. I remember seeing it, man. I was like, yo, what is up with his graphics? You had them scrolling up here, scrolling.
Bro,
with the green screen, I'm like,
this man looks like he's in the
But we all gotta start somewhere.
We
all gotta start somewhere.
Looking extra corny and cheesy, but man, it started right there, and and now that's when I grew a love for live streaming. Before it was actually cool, I guess, in the hood. And then, from there, I just upgraded everything. Now I really don't even have time I want to do it now. But now I do interviews. I bring on creators. I gotta have you on my show, man. Actually, I bring on creators, and then I just do specific theme streams. If I have an idea for a stream I want to do, then I'll reach out to a panel and see if I can get them on, and really just enlightening and educating. That's really my thing, just to spread a wealth of knowledge to people through education and culture and things like that. So yeah, man, I think it's pretty dope.
That's dope, man. How did the pandemic change just your idea of streaming? Because we got to just kind of sit there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't really do much. And my studio was still open. Luckily, we closed down for one day because we thought we had to be closed.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's actually licensed as a radio station.
Nice.
So when we were looking at the full list of essential businesses, we got to stay open.
Nice.
So I was like, dude, thank God we didn't do something else. When
and that's an interesting point that you bring up, because I tell people all the time, if the pandemic didn't show us nothing else, it showed us that we need to have control over our narrative, our media outlets, and our voice. Right. So I think the pandemic, to your question, really showed me that how important that is. Because at the end of the day, we had people telling us all type of stuff. But who's out here really mitigating that? Who's really being the balance of that? So that's where your media comes in at, my media comes in at, and we can kind of offset some of this craziness that we're hearing. So I'm glad that media is essential businesses. But for me, it really just everything kind of got better for me, because.
And everybody was scared. So everybody's stuck in the house. People are scared. But creatives, That was
our
an
time
open
to shine.
door for creatives
Our time to
because
shine.
I sat there because the studio, obviously, like we were still able to stay open. I lost a lot of business, but I was still able to come up here every day, turn on YouTube and just watch. Okay, how do I use these cameras? Like all this stuff is new, really. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a year.
What is the
year and a half
exposure
that we've been-
triangle?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Didn't know anything. Didn't anything about cameras.
But I will tell you, we were the guys that were in the lab, tweaking in the lab, trying to figure it out, before that was like the world knew it was a need, right? We were like the mad scientists trying to figure it out, getting frustrated, and then when the pandemic hit, it was like, it put a validation to all that work that we were doing behind the scenes, because now everybody and their auntie, baby daddy, mama, sister, cousin, brother-in-law was calling me. Like, hey, bro, how you do this camera thing? Hey, bro. Man, I probably, and this is no bragging nothing, but I probably made like 50 G's just helping people get set up.
Yeah.
All right, give me $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a church and be like, okay, I'll give you $2,000 to help me. It's like, before I know, I'm like probably up 50 G's, just literally just, okay, do this.
Because every church that wasn't streaming at the time had to start streaming somehow.
Had to.
Even if they're just streaming from
and
their
not
house.
even that, nonprofits, schools. I tell people still to this day, I'm like, I don't have time or necessarily to want to do it. But if you really want a business model right now, a 6-figure business model, go get you a Mac Mini, go get you like 2 or 3 cameras, and just go to businesses, small businesses, schools, nonprofits, go to churches, and just offer streaming services.
Yeah.
And you got to say, this is why you want streaming, because you want to raise more money, right?
Yeah.
You want to get more eyeballs on your ministry or your nonprofit, right? Well, this is how you do it, right? And show them case studies on how you help and just lock them in for a contract. That's a 6-figure business right there. And you probably only need like maybe 5 clients.
Definitely. And I have people walking in here every day, guests on other shows, people looking at the studio because they heard about it or they see it online on one of the shows, and how do we do this? How do we get in? Some people want to do a show here. Some people are looking at what kind of cameras are these? How do you do this? How much would you charge to build a studio? $60,000. We'll include all the parts. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But we'll set it up for you.
Yeah.
So we've been looking into that too, because we've been having people, how do you do this?
That's major.
And it's like, you know what?
That's major.
This is a lot in here.
Yeah.
So
I
we can
literally
set it up and help you run it and get it started for you. And then if you want to pay us to run your studio,
that's a whole nother.
No,
I literally just had one of my good friends call me. He has a really dope studio too, and he was saying that a really high caliber person reached out to him based on how his studio looked, saying, "Hey man, can you come build my studio?" And he was like, he didn't even know how to price it, but he was riding the same. He was like between 75 and 100K.
Yeah, the best way to price it is because we're not gonna make you buy the equipment, because now you have to figure out Amazon links, and I'm not sending out 75 different Amazon links to tell you,
Facts.
And you need this HDMI cable that goes into this USB, So yeah, so we'll provide everything. We'll buy it all. We'll set it up, and so it's really how much is the equipment, and then what's your time worth.
I love that.
So and I just got on my boy today that I'm gonna be calling because I saw him post up his studio, and it said. And it's a really nice recording studio in Riverside. And he does dope work, sounds really great. And the studio looks really clean. Like he's upgrading the studio a lot recently. And it said $35 an hour. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, dog, you should not be charging any less than $50 an hour. I don't do anything for less than $50 an hour.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know.
And I told him when I raised, because I used to be like that, 20 an hour, 35 an hour. When I raised my prices, I got more clients.
Yes.
And when I raise my prices, I'm going to lose some of these people say, that's too much. Cool. Because those aren't the clients you want.
Yeah, exactly clients you want.
I got people coming in here like, oh, dang, you only charge $140 for an hour podcast, right?
You know what's crazy is?
Like we went and they're charging $500 an hour over there. So we got this for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
Know your worth.
I know me personally, when I'm shopping for something, right? Say like this is, tell me if I'm wrong. You might do the same thing. If you're shopping for something, it could be whatever. If you look at three different options, the one that's priced the lowest, I automatically disregard that one off rip. And I just look at the middle one and the one that costs the most. Because if you cost
why is it so cheap?
Yeah. Oh, you so cheap. I literally automatically, and that's how most people do. So if they're shopping for a service and you're coming in the lowest, they're going to automatically, well, he's not worth it. He don't even know his own value. So let me just deal with the second and the last. Like, it's crazy. So you cannot price yourself too low because people will disregard you.
Yeah, even on Amazon, I'll see things that are way too cheap. I'm like, it doesn't make sense for it to be that cheap. You know what I'm
Next.
saying? So I will pay $10 more for a quarter, whatever I'm buying.
Yeah. Facts. I love it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, how long have you been making music? When did you start actually making music? And was that part of you getting into this creative side where you're streaming?
Absolutely. So I'll answer the last part first. So I always had like a talent for music, a gift for music, to like produce it, write it, record it. I've always done that. So, and I'll get to when I actually started that. But to answer the last part, I figured later, like I was always missing something, and that was the visual part of it, the media part of it, the part of it that like I can produce a visual, right? Because I can produce the listening experience, but I could not produce like the visual experience or the live stream experience or something like that. The content the content around the music. So that's the music actually did propel me to be more of like a live streamer, a content creator, getting the video and things like that. But I've been doing music so I was like in my high school band, all that stuff, like middle school band, high school band. So I was always in music.
See, I didn't do any music in high school. It came from nowhere.
It came from nowhere. Nah, I had two full scholarships to go to band in Florida in college. I declined those scholarships to start a music group called Trill. Okay. In Central Florida, we was probably one of the biggest groups in Central Florida.
What kind of group was that?
It was a rap group. It wasn't Christian. Yeah, it wasn't Christian. But what's funny is we started the group because one of my friends had an uncle who had a music studio at home. Okay. So the agreement was, he was like, if y'all want to rap after school, y'all want to come here and rap after school, I only got one rule. And he was like, you can't curse in your music, right? And so we was like, well, we was kids, so we weren't really trying to curse anyway. But kids were still on that stuff. So we were like, we can do music without cursing. Yeah. So we made all these dope anthem hit music songs in Central Florida. Wow. So they didn't really make it out of Florida, but some of them did. But we literally, for about a good maybe 7 years, I would say 5 to 7 years, ran the club scene in our local Central Florida, where we was booked 5 days a week. Wow. But the funny part about it is we weren't cussing in our music. Yeah. So we literally, our music still was having people fight in the club. Crazy. It still had girls twerking in the club, but we weren't saying shake that. Yeah, we were just our music, the beat, because I was a producer. I made the beat to where it was so bouncy, so poppy that they just they knew what to do to it.
So what was his reasoning to tell you guys not to cuss?
We were all spiritual still though. Okay. Yeah, our families were still always spiritual, but so it was just don't curse in your music. Don't call girls bees and stuff like that, which we never did. Yeah. But it's just a testament, to be he was like, you just got to be more creative. Figure out how to be more creative with your music without using bad language. You know.
See, I was always a Christian rapper since '93. I started in youth group. Yeah. That's when I started making music, and so I would record secular artists in the studio in the house, and they would want to do a song with me, or they'd hear my music dude, you don't cuss at all, what? That's crazy. And they would try to make a song without cussing, and they would see how hard it is for them because they're so used to cussing all the time, and how creative they had to get. Wow. And I would tell people when you're dropping the F-bomb or this or that,
say this.
That's instead. A very that's a cop out. It's a crutch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 1,000%. So and that's what we had to do. We had to figure out. Well, we didn't really have to figure it out because we didn't do it, but we just would replace those words with something more creative, something more visual, something more, expressive, right? And so that's where we came in at, and we did really well. We did really well as far as growing a community, a fan base. And I remember so many times, man, we would go somewhere and give the radio station our music because we were so popular in the clubs. Yeah. The clubs, we ran the clubs. We were DJs too. So we ran the clubs. We were known for don't book Trill because your club might get shut down. Wow. Yeah, stuff like that. Wow. The fire marshal, we had a mixtape called the fire marshal because the fire marshal got called out plenty of times at our shows. So we made crunk music back in that crunk music era, and it was bad, bro. So I said that to say, so many times we would go have our reputation, give our songs to the radio, which we eventually started getting played on the radio. The PD would be give us the clean version. Huh. And we'd be like, it is clean. We don't curse.
There's no dirty version. Yeah.
And they would say, oh, you guys are right. You don't curse. And they would just be mind blown that y'all really got the club this crunk off of clean music. So it's like so funny. I just think about that and laugh.
But see how that is though. Like why? And I ask this question all the time. Why is hip hop the only genre of music where you have to cuss? Where they think you have to cuss? Where every song, like you don't hear that in rock music. You'll hear some of the songs like on the record. Yeah. But like their commercial songs, their radio songs, they're not really cussing that much.
Yeah, I guess hip hop is a big genre that has subgenres in it. I don't necessarily think hip hop suffers from that, but I think a lot of the subgenres suffer from, if you want to have a popping record, then you need to be out here calling girls bees, talking about this and that and this weird. I think it's just media really that has really exploited that whole look, that whole feel of you have to be talking about this, you have to be talking about that. But I think we have a few artists that do good at not doing that. Like, you know, even though they do curse in their music, they have proved that they don't have to. And that would be like J. Cole, or that would be like Kendrick Lamar. Like they prove that, like, I don't have to talk about that type of stuff and I can still make a dope record, you know. So there's a few artists out like that do real well, I think.
Yeah. I want to shout out some of our live listeners right now. Big shout out to my man Jeremy Duncan.
Jay Dunn, get it done.
Yeah, let's pick it. I know he's been learning a lot too, man.
I met him through you, like through your show.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, and then I invited him to the ECAM community, and then he just went over there and just took over, man. Okay. Shout out to Jay Dunn doing your thing, brother. I see you.
The ECAM cult, like us, like us PC people call it.
ECAM cult.
The ECAM cult. Chris Matthews tuned in right now. We have over on YouTube KCMS Records. KCMS Records. JP High Tech Reviews.
JP High Tech.
Johnny EEE with 3 E's.
Oh, see, those all ECAM. Those are all ECAM.
Steve Worthy, my bad. I didn't mean to call you guys a cult.
Steve Worthy,
the journalist, is tuned in live right now. Got Gloria tuned in. We have some other people tuned in right now as well. So if you guys are tuned in right now, please in the comments let us know where you are tuned in from.
Yay.
And we want to shout your city, we want to shout your town or your country if you don't live in the US. A lot of people don't. And shout out to my cousin. She gave me this shirt because I love Taco Tuesday. It's my favorite holiday. Today is Taco Tuesday, and she got this for my birthday last month. I enjoy romantic walks to the taco truck. So shout out to her for giving me that. And shout out to everybody tuned in live on this late Tuesday night out here in Vegas. See, the city never sleeps in Vegas, so we can go live anytime, and it's not a big deal. But for somebody from Florida who's really tired, you know what I'm saying?
Man, oh, my Lord. Okay, should I share that story
Share
with
the story last night, man. I woke up this morning,
Yo.
and the funny thing is some of those texts I was looking at, I'm like, man, I know he has to be sleeping. And so I just ignored him and put my phone back down. When I woke up this morning and you had said, like, my bad, bro, I didn't mean to do that. I look and I'm like, there's like
a whole
10 more texts, just B, V, 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 D, D. What was up with that, man? I was like,
I don't know what happened, bro.
See, I was scared. I was scared because I know you're married. And I know, man, I'm like, this is his first time in Vegas ever. He's been here for less than 12 hours. And this dude's already lit. I'm like, he probably lost money at the table and just started drinking. And I'm like, man,
that's a good story.
This dude got drunk. And I took screenshots just in case you tried to delete them in the morning.
I took screenshots too because I was gonna post it. The only reason I didn't post it because it had your address in it. I'm like, I don't want to share his address online. But see, I got the screenshots right here.
That's hilarious.
So what happened was, so yesterday we had a long travel day from Florida, and something happened, and we missed our connecting flight in L.A. And we had to stay in L.A. for like 10 hours at the airport.
And I was wondering because on your story it said you had left like 18 hours ago. I'm like, dude, you just got here?
Yes, bro. So
tell us that story.
Yeah, we just got to L.A. and I didn't know in L.A. if you're traveling in L.A. the gate closes for the airline at 15 minutes before departure. They don't do that in every airport. It's like sometimes 5 minutes, maybe 10. But 15, 20 minutes is excessive. So me and my sister running, they're like, the gate is closed. We like, I'm seeing people get on the plane right now. What you mean? She's like, well, I'm sorry, it's closed now. So yeah, we had to stay in LA for 10 more hours. So I'm super tired. I mean, thank God for Sky Club. So we was up there chilling, but still by the time I got to Las Vegas, I was done, bro. And then I still had some more stuff to do. Like I had to go check in, and then we were staying at next to the Mandalay. What is it? What is it?
Vidar? Our
something Tuxor or something?
Luxor.
Yeah. And so you got to walk through that whole hotel to get to it. Was I was done, bro. So you text me earlier, but I finally got your text, and then I said, look, man, I'm tired, right? And you was like, yeah, get some sleep, man. And then I text you a cuddly cat hugging a cuddly cat.
Yeah, I was a little concerned.
How did that? I don't even.
I'm like, he found the weed man right off the plane.
Bro, I don't even know how, like, how did that even, like, can I show this in the camera somewhere?
Yeah.
Or,
your camera's over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I text him
put it up a little bit so it focuses.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I text him this cuddly cat and in the DM, and then twice, 3 times. And when I seen it, I said, bro, I don't know where that come from. I don't even know how that came on your thing. And he goes, go to sleep, man. Just hit me up in the morning.
Because I could tell you were tired.
Yeah.
I could tell you were tired.
So soon as he sent me that, I text him back, put it back on the screen, right? Like just a bunch of gibberish. Just like look at all that. Now, this whole time I'm asleep. And I guess my phone was in my hand. I fell asleep with my phone in my hand. But I can't imagine me doing like this in my sleep. So maybe my hand was just on it or something. I don't know. And it was weird. Needless to say, I woke up and was like super embarrassed, and I had to apologize. And he was like, "Yeah, that was weird." So yeah, don't sleep in text, man, for real.
Don't sleep in text.
Just get some rest, man. I was done. I was tired though.
Yeah,
bro. Like
especially traveling. Traveling tired is a totally different type of tired too.
But then 3 hours, like I got up at 4 a.m. there. And didn't get back to sleep till technically like 3 a.m. Yeah. So it was almost a 24-hour I'm up type thing. So it was like crazy.
Yeah, there's that 3-hour difference too.
Yeah, man.
So you're out here for the rest of the week?
I'm out here till Thursday. Yeah, and then I got to fly right back, and we have a big conference in Orlando called the 8% Conference. So I'm doing that, and then I have to DJ. I do homecoming, so I DJ. Okay. So I have a nonprofit thing to do in the morning. Then I got a DJ at night. So it's non-stop. And then we coming right back out like to Cali like the next week. So it's crazy. Yeah, man. So
all right, what part of Cali are you going to?
I don't know. Okay. I know, but I can't remember. It's
somewhere in Cali.
Yeah. It's I'm supposed to be meeting up with some people there. So that should be dope, man.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice. So tell us about getting in these live stream communities too. You know, in the eCam, I was in one. Yeah. Also on Facebook. I was getting overwhelmed just with work and all that, and I was like in those groups too much. So, and it just felt like an eCam cult.
He said,
and I'm like, yo, I got a PC, man. I'm out of these conversations.
I'm out. Yeah, no, I bought a because when I started out, I started on PC, so I was using Streamlabs. And for me, Streamlabs is great. If you don't have no other alternative, Streamlabs is great. It's free. Right, it's just that you have that learning curve, right? Yeah. And that's nothing wrong with that. If you got time to sit there and figure it and tweak it and make sure the weather is perfect, then go for it. What do you use?
OBS,
Streamlabs, or just regular OBS?
Yeah,
okay,
regular.
Cool. Yeah, so it was just too much. It was too many variables that I didn't like. That was making my show go messed up. And it's a big part of me not having the computing power that I needed. Yeah. Like you bought a new computer, so that. Yeah. So I just kind of did the cop out way.
And I build my own computers too. I've been building computers for 20 years. So
wow. Yeah.
It's one of those things where I know exactly what I want. Yeah. I don't mess with Macs.
Yeah.
And I don't want to learn that right now.
It's that's what took me so long to get a Mac too. But what are you learning though? Like what are we really learning on Mac?
Everything's backwards, and you have to join the cult.
I guess.
You have to join the Apple cult.
So I still use PC though. You know, I still use PC for like a lot of my work, and I use really Mac.
But Macs are a lot more expensive too, and everyone's like, "Oh, they're so good." But so many people that I know have Macs. Their MacBook after a year is in the shop already. Yeah,
well, I'm glad I haven't had that issue. Exactly. I spent $4,000 on my Mac last year, and it's been $4,400 actually. Yeah. And then they come out with the Mac Mini, the M1 that I bought for $700, and it's just as fast as. And
I thought about buying a Mac Mini, when I was doing things. But I mean, you see how many things are plugged into my computer too, though.
Yeah,
it's a little difficult.
So as far as the communities though, but it's not just I don't say it's the live streaming communities. I think with any community that you're a part of, make yourself an asset, right? Be a wealth of knowledge. Like, don't go in any community trying to take.
Yeah.
Go in the community looking to how you can help people and give, man. So I did that with the live streaming communities. And then it just opened up some doors for me because people like genuine people.
Yeah.
Man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Definitely.
you know, at the end of the day, you know how much money I turn down, but I still help people.
Yeah.
Oh, at least y'all seen your $100. No, you ain't got to give me $100 for that.
Yeah.
What you need, bro? Like,
Yeah.
if it's going to take me 10 or 15 minutes, then keep your money and pay it forward. You're like, just help somebody else.
Because we learn for free, right? I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
we're going on YouTube channels and learning and getting some people up. So
Yeah, I can see if you're taking
as
like a
long as you're
whole
not
hour of my time, then
exactly.
okay, give me something. But like if it'd be simple stuff, you know what I'm saying? So just giving back to the communities and it just opened up some doors for me, which turned into like some shows and some other paid stuff, which then opened up to like some connections that happened because I had to work with some other people for that, which turned into they needing some help. And because when people like, we're all busy, right?
Yeah.
So if you met a talented dude that had some connections that could take some of your workload off,
Yeah.
you would probably delegate that.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of where it happened for me. Just making myself an asset to the community and to individuals, that turns around and really pays you big. Even if you turn down $100 here, turn down $100 here, guess what? I've gotten checks for like 3 Gs, 4 Gs, 5 Gs for bigger projects. Because I turned this down, I turned that down, but it was a bigger project that God had in mind for me. You know what I'm saying? So don't be scared to like turn down a couple dollars just to really help somebody for a few minutes. I hate when a simple question has to turn into a consultation.
Exactly.
I don't want to pay you a consultation to ask you this, bro. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? So don't be that guy, okay? Don't be that guy.
Exactly. Like I said, when you learn from somewhere and someone anyways, if you learned a lot of the stuff you got for free, definitely pass that down.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to teach everything that you learn. Because I have people, man, I want you to teach me how to do this. I'm like, I've been doing it for 25 years.
Yeah. Like,
so, I mean, I don't know if you're going to learn all my knowledge in a 2-minute session.
What I tell people is give me a specific question.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not specific.
Yeah.
You can find that on YouTube.
How do I start a podcast?
That's not specific. Go on YouTube.
That's definitely something you need to research first.
Yeah. And
then if you have, okay, I started my podcast.
Yes. Now,
this is what I have a question about this microphone.
Exactly.
Do that. Yeah.
That's perfect. And you know how many people hit me up and you can just tell who's serious or not who's serious because you say, hey, man, well, you know, and I'm just going to be honest with you. The question that you're asking me, you know, I had that same question, but I just YouTubed it and I got my answer.
Yeah.
So go YouTube it, right? And then if you have another question on top of that, then come holler at me. Do you know how many people don't even come back and holler at me?
Wow.
They just like, okay, well, either two things happened. They got all the questions they needed answered because they were a self-study and they looked up what they had to look up. Or maybe they just got mad because I didn't help them the first time when I just said maybe put some time into your own thing first. I think that's as creators, we have to value our time at least that much to be like, listen, before we spill our guts to everybody, and when I say spill our guts, like give all our information to everybody, make sure that who you talking to is a self-study person, is a person who has enough due diligence to even, you know, like the Bible says, don't cast your, you know, pearls among swine. Like, who would take your information and at least be fruitful with it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just sitting on it. Because we live in the information age right now. We live in the information age. We live in the age of information overload. So people are used to literally, and I fell victim of this, and I had to check myself. I fell victim of just getting information, and not doing nothing with it. So I compel you guys to do twice as much as you learn, right? So if you learn something, then do something twice as much that you can apply that to before you learn something else.
Yeah.
Don't come to me asking, or anybody for that question, asking a bunch of questions, and we're like, well, what have you done? What do you need to know that for? I was listening to, I'm not trying to just talk your ear off, but I was listening to Elon Musk talk, and he was talking about how he teaches children.
Yeah.
He said most people will get like these screwdrivers, right? And these tools, and they will say to the child, this is a screwdriver. Okay, this is what it does. He was saying, this is a wrench. This is what it does. So they spend all day learning what the tool is and what it does. He said, that's the wrong way to teach. He said, take your children to the car, right? And get the screwdriver and use it and let your children see you using it, right?
Wow.
That's going to answer so many questions for them. And so that's how we have to be. Instead of asking what this do and what this is, but just start doing something.
You know, I could not learn even in high school or anything. First of all, I couldn't learn anything I didn't want to learn. like there was science and math. I physically could not learn something I didn't care about at all.
Crazy.
But I knew stats. I knew of every Laker.
Crazy.
Even now, I know I know where players went to college that played for the 88 Lakers. I could name the whole 88 Lakers team. Like, that's how crazy it was because I loved basketball.
That's crazy.
Like, I knew where coaches went to college.
Wow.
I knew where all the players went to college because I loved basketball and I could learn that. But then when I started going to kind of learn more studio stuff after high school, I would go to studios and different things like that. I could learn. Show me how to do it. I'll learn it. I'll have it. If I have to read it in a book, it was so hard for me to learn that way.
Yeah, me too. Because I actually did not a show, but a stream about 2 months ago where I was saying I have a problem. I don't like to read, or I don't read, and I think that stemmed from me understanding that when I read, my mind drifts bad. Yeah. My mind drifts bad. I can literally physically read every word on the page, and when I get done, I was thinking about what I wanted to eat the whole time. So it's like, what was I reading?
It's like when you read, you have to read like 3 or 4 times. Like, I just forgot what I read. I was thinking about something else. Or I'm thinking about like that first line I read. I'm still thinking about that as I'm reading everything else.
Bruh, we brothers in that regard. But you know how many people else deal with that? So we have to figure out, or they have to figure out their best learning type or their best reading type. So
and that's why I don't want to get too deep into it, but that's why I don't like how public schools teach, because
it's all standardized.
If you got 700 kids in that grade, let's say you have 700 seniors that year graduating, all 700 of those went through high school. They all learn in totally different ways. And you're teaching them the same exact way to try to learn.
Yeah.
And wondering why so many people drop out or just sit there and don't learn. If I would have been taught different, I would have learned a lot more, and I would have soaked a lot more.
Applied a lot more. Yeah.
And the fact that now these days they've taken away so many creative arts and band, and a lot of places don't have any type of art and band or electives.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to do something for a school, and we was gonna do it, and then it got the call last minute that they're like, oh, we can't do it because we can't afford it. But I'm like, man, y'all need to try to figure this out, because the kids need this.
Yep.
They probably gonna be so crushed and don't even want to come back to school because they know it's not gonna happen now. That's crazy.
Yep. All right, man. Shout out everybody tuned in live. Journalists, the email I just put on there, music@gorillacross.com, if you guys want to submit for our music review. Jay Dunn said, bruh, Ecamm is not a cult, ... but it kind of is. That's what he said. Shout out Johnny E from Orlando. Monty Washington from Brookhaven, Mississippi, man. We appreciate you guys staying up live for us. Rico from Las Vegas. You're from Las Vegas. Come to the studio sometime, Rico, man. Do some reviews with us. And Jay Dunson, when he hits you up, he got the info about the stuff the same day. That's what you need to see. Same thing, man. If I tell you something to do and you say you really want to do it right then and there.
Yeah.
I know, even with those with things me and you have talked about, it's like, okay, you send me an Amazon link. Yeah. Okay, if I ask and I know that's what I need, okay, let me go get that right now.
Too. And
I'm reaching out to a trusted source. I'm not reaching out to some dude I don't even know, and they're just giving you. They're probably not even going to give you the lights you actually got. They'll give you the downgrade because they don't want you to look the same.
Wow, that's
how many times that happens? Exactly.
No,
but when it's a trusted source, it's like, I don't. If he hits me up, I'm gonna tell him anything I got and show him how to do it.
Facts.
And I trust him doing the same thing.
Now, when I saw you pull the trigger on the Sonys, that's what made me pull the trigger, because I'm like, okay, well, Quan doing it, then it must be real. Then you told me about your brother had one, but anybody for that matter, anybody who I hit up.
Well, I remember the first time we had you on too. You had some kind of microphone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There wasn't these.
Yeah. Facts.
So the
facts.
SM7B.
Yeah. So Quan, had me looking like a rookie. So I was like, you know what? Nah, that's never going to happen again. So I think I went and got me an SM7B like the next day or something.
I know Track Stars even gave me credit a long time ago before they stole my app. They gave me, well,
that's a different story.
A whole other story.
Okay.
But if you look at their app and look at my app was first and they took the same.
Okay.
Anyways, but they gave me credit for the SM7Bs that they have now in their studio, which I don't know if they still have their studio after the pandemic. I've seen a couple of their lives, and it doesn't look like they're in the studio.
Wow.
So, but they had the SM7Bs, and they mentioned on their show that, man, Quan got one, and we, because I started with one.
Yeah.
I had one, and then I had some stage mics.
Oh.
And then I had my studio mic that I've had forever as one of the mics. So we had like 4, 5 different type of mics.
Did you buy all these new?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I didn't buy mine new. I got mine.
I bought them new.
Wow.
Headphones and mics, I don't trust what people did with those.
Gotcha. I wouldn't, but the SM7B I kind of do, because
$400
it's a tank,
or $250.
Nah, I bought mine for $250.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
So of course you want to.
Yeah.
That's something that So I might for that other set I was talking to you about.
Yeah,
I might buy the MV7s.
MV7s.
I might buy those, but then I've went back and forth on some of the reviews. I'm like, and I know how I am as an engineer. How that's gonna mess up my voice. Yeah,
these sound warm, bro.
So I might just buy some used ones, or we'll see.
I don't think nothing wrong with buying used. These are tanks. These are complete. And you can get the pop filters brand new. You know.
Yeah. And I still got the old one, because they come with two.
Yeah.
So I still got the fat ones, so I could put the fat ones over there.
Yeah. Now we talking. I know we got some music to get into. They probably waiting.
We got some music reviews to get into, man. TikTok name. My TikTok name is @Quan59. Everything's @Quan59, man. And @Gorilla Cross. And actually, wait. We got one specifically for Speak Life Radio that we're going to be doing is @Speak Life Radio on TikTok as well. So all of the Speak Life Radio stuff, because Gorilla Cross became a big network, and it's mostly sports shows now. So I'm trying to put more, what we're doing, Christian hip hop and creative stuff on there. So I have a lot of stuff to clean up and kind of organize things. And I need interns. So if you guys want to intern here at the studio live or even online, man, if you guys need to help out, we haven't had the website up in a while. So we're trying to get relaunch GorillaCross.com to be a Christian hip hop and sports website. So if anybody wants to help out with that, we're going to be launching that in January 2022. So we're going to try to launch that just like the first or second of the year.
Sweet.
And start doing that. But we do have some music to get into. And real quick, I do Unnamed Sports Show every Monday and Thursday here on Gorilla Cross Radio. So if you guys are into sports, make sure you check it out. If you look behind your head, I got the graphic and the canvas. It's actually a canvas back there. My girl Tiana, if you guys ever watching Top Rank Boxing, she's one of the ring girls. So you'll always see her on ESPN. And then my boy Josh Williams, he's worked in the NBA, the Big Three League, all that stuff. But we have a lot that we do on Unnamed Sports Show. So I do want to mention some sports news real quick. My man, Henry Ruggs III from the Las Vegas Raiders got released because this morning at about 3:30 in the morning, drinking and driving, and he hit and killed a lady, hit it from behind. Wow. He was in his Corvette. Wow. Both cars blew up, and he got out. But he got released from the Raiders. I should be facing jail time for. I mean, you kill somebody drinking and driving. Yeah,
I was in the Mandalay going past the Raiders. And they were taking his jerseys and stuff out the store and everything. Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow,
it was bad.
And a lot of people are dogging the dude. And my.
Did he flee the scene?
No, he didn't flee. He was there, but still, he was drinking and driving. Oh. It's a DUI.
He was drunk driving. He's going to jail.
He was drunk driving.
He's going to jail. Yeah.
So the fact he was doing that. Here's the thing, and I feel horrible for the family of the lady that got killed, and I think she had an animal in the car, a dog or something like that. I feel horrible for her. We also have to remember these are athletes. This is a 22-year-old second-year player. He's 22 years old. His life just changed just like that, making a mistake. And a lot of people make mistakes, so you can't just judge this guy. What were you doing at the age of 22? You didn't have millions of dollars at the age of 22, right? So this is a guy that got a lot of money thrown at him, and it was a horrible decision. I don't agree with drinking and driving at all. There's Uber, there's Lyft, there's ways to do it, so I feel horrible. But still pray for the dude, for Henry Ruggs, because his career might be over. His life has changed drastically over one major mistake. And how many times did we get lucky that one of our mistakes didn't change our lives drastically, because it easily could have. So before you judge too harshly, make sure you pray for this dude and definitely pray for the family.
My judging, the extent of my judging for me is to judge what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my judging. Now, to go any further than that, to tell people where they need to go, as far as heaven or hell, that ain't my
exactly.
My extent of my judging is that right? Is that wrong? Okay, I have judged that action, right? For me, my conviction.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what I also want to say is why I'm very careful to really step any further into that is because in my opinion, people disagree because I say this all the time and they say, "No, I don't believe that." But I think we're all one day away, one bad decision away from our life being in shambles.
My pastor preaches that all the time. We're all one bad decision away from losing our house.
Yes.
From going to jail. You could have one bad day and you're driving 85, 90 miles an hour down the road because you're mad. You broke up with your girl. She made you mad, and you go and hit somebody. You run over a kid, cross to the street in a crosswalk.
Listen, it don't even got to be that deep. I drive all the time, and sometimes I get sleepy on the road.
Yeah.
You can get sleepy and kill somebody.
Yep.
And still have the same consequences.
Exactly.
Right? So, like, and now you really feel like it was out of your control because you like, well, I wasn't drinking and driving. Yeah, but you was sleeping and driving.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, I mean, I'm just real careful to, like, really try to judge people in that way because I really feel like, you know, when we do that, we peg ourselves.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we peg ourselves like, okay, well, you might be next, right? So
that goes back to don't judge somebody's sin because it's different than yours. Because we all have the thing or things that we struggle with every day. Well, that doesn't have to be a sin. And I think people get so caught up in, well, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm not having premarital sex. That's cool, but your pride sucks, bro. And God looks at that just the same way as looking at the dude that's high all the time.
I love that.
So, you know, your pride to God looks like the crackhead on the corner to us.
That's good.
So repent, change your ways, and that's a good thing, man. We can repent, change our ways, and keep moving, and we're good, you know, and do better for people, man. This life is short. So many people. October was rough. That was one of the reasons I wasn't doing shows. I lost a cousin at the age of 42. Too young, and for things that could have
been avoided.
In her life. I know one of our friends, Bree Smiles. She's a hip hop artist, a Christian hip hop and artist and singer, and she lost her father over the weekend. And I hadn't really posted it, so I wasn't talking about it a lot. But I've been hitting her up almost daily, praying for her. And one of our friends that used to do a show in this studio, man, he passed away too. He actually painted our wall when we first moved in here a little over 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago.
He passed away?
He passed away, complications of COVID. And just a lot's been going on, man. So you've realized you see somebody, they're there. Life is so short. I don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we are.
Yeah.
I hope I'm here for another 40, 45 years, double up my life.
Yeah.
But there's also that chance that this is the last day. So make today matter. Find what God has in store for you today to do to impact who you can touch and who you could be good to and be a light to and share the word, share the gospel. So
I think the thing to remember is no matter somebody's current living lifestyle, like God still loves them and they still have purpose and value, right?
Yeah.
So you have to see that in everybody. And that's the reason why I do like prison ministry. So when I go out to the prisons and they're legit high level, like rapers, killers, these, murderers, we still gotta share the love of Christ with them though. You still have to tell them about Jesus. Like what you want them to do. Like, hold on, you want all that wrong they did to be in vain now?
Yeah.
Like, or do you want that to really be like rectified? So that's the thing.
And I look at that with people that sometimes you'll look at somebody and be like, man, they keep telling me they don't want to hear about God. There's no hope for them. But then you hear the testimonies of people that were in that same position. And that should always give you hope to be able to talk to that person because I want to see the testimony of this person. And I would hate to walk away and have them say like, man, you could have changed my life that day, but you refused to tell me. There's a lot of people that want a lot more than what they're acting like. They're acting rebellious when they really want to hear the truth.
Absolutely.
Because I love that. I really do believe as humans, we're all connected to the truth.
Wow.
And our sin is causing us rebellion to the truth.
Wow.
So we're all connected to God no matter what because he's the creator.
Yeah.
So there's still that connection, right?
Yeah.
It goes like if a child doesn't have a father or a mother, right? They might have never met them. There's still a connection there. Like, man, mom, where's my dad? Dad, where's my mom? How, and that mom might be strung out. But when you meet her one day, let's say you're 18, 19, you finally meet that mother, you finally meet that father. There's an automatic connection there. You might not have a relationship, but there's that connection, and that relationship could eventually be built. And I feel like it's the same way with people with God. Like that rebellion and that sin is what's keeping them away from God.
Wow.
And there's hope for everybody in this world. So don't ever walk by someone and be like, man,
Yeah,
there's no hope for them.
You don't know what type of ripple effect that could have made. I remember,
and you might never see.
Yeah, you
might never see it,
and that's okay.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. I remember like a few times when I did like ministry, not prison ministry, but it's like detention, like the detention center with the kids and stuff. So you go in there and they're like 13, 14, 15. Yep. And this has happened on a few occasions where first of all, when you go in there, you're rapping and singing to these kids and they look like they got better stuff to be doing, even though they're on lockdown 24 hours a day. They're like rolling their eyes and stuff. And you're like, they're not really taking this in, but I'm still going to do this. Like it's a million people out here that really want to see me. And I kid you not, a year or 2 or 3 will go by and I'll just start getting these little messages trickling to my Facebook or my Instagram. I'll screenshot them sometime and it just hit me and they're like, hey, you came to the detention center 2 years ago. Wow. I finally got out. I started making some raps or I started a business. And like, wow, I didn't even think you were, you know what I'm saying?
Because kids are so hard, and I got to be hard in front of like the people in here
kids,
too. You know?
Yeah.
Because we used to do that too, and the same thing would happen. And you don't know the impact you're making on somebody.
But no,
the fact that you got some messages,
it's like, whoa, like that's validation. Like keep going hard because it's like,
but how many people went and didn't send you messages?
But still change their life.
Still change their life.
Exactly. That's good. That's real good. That's like my same concept with like giving somebody money. People always want like immediate gratification. Well, I gave you $20. Yeah. Give me $20 back or give me something back. No, how about I give you $20 with no expectation of that back? Yeah. And now you just pay it for it when it's your time to pay it for it. And matter of fact, I don't even need to know how that. Because guess what? God woke me up this morning. That might have been my pay.
Exactly.
Right there. That might have been my $20 pay right there.
Real talk.
Like why I got to be come back in the form of money, you know? So that's just my thing, man.
That's real. All right, man. We do have some music submissions, so I do want to get to that.
Oh, no, I'm out, man.
I definitely want to get to that, man. So real quick, before we forget, let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, so just Eliseo, like, I'm like you, Eliseo Way online everywhere, man. Yeah, and just connect with me. I'm real big on, like, just let's make a real connection. Like, just hit me up. You know, anybody tell, like, Jay Dunn, what's one of them? He hit me up. Hey, man, and we just kind of started going back and forth, and he asked some questions, and blah blah blah. He was like, you gave me a bad review. He was one of the ones that I was on. Yeah, he was like, he gave me a bad review, but he didn't have a bad attitude about it. He was like, hey, I appreciate the feedback, blah blah blah. And then we began to talk, and now he's like one of my best friends online now. You know what I'm saying? Dope. So like anybody who hit me up, man, hit me up to make a connection. Don't hit me up to like ask me about this or ask me about that. You can, but like hit me up. Let's make a real connection, man. Like let's build a like lasting friendship. That's what I want to do.
And like he said, I'm like you. I have my name is my @ on all social media.
Yeah.
There's a reason we do that, folks, and all of you need to do that.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be like your real name, but just make sure you have a uniform social media handle.
Yes.
Because I'm not giving you 25 social media handles.
No.
It's a Quan_5_9 on Twitter _
Nice.
And on Instagram, it's Quan
the Don was taken?
_ No, I'm joking.
I'm
saying,
okay.
You talk to people and they have like 50 different, social media handles. It's like if one's taken on Twitter, or you can't do that, then make sure you go on all of them and change them to the same thing.
That's good. I love that. That's
so if you have a
hashtag
hashtag on one, put a hashtag on all of them. It doesn't matter, but try to avoid hashtags.
Love it
because those are annoying.
I can't wait, man. What we got, man?
We got some music to review, man. The very first one, I know he hit me up. He's been dying to send me some music, but
he's been living to send you music.
Been living to send me music. His name is Jericho. We've had him on before. I think he's taken a lot of my money before because it is $5 or $10 Tuesday. It's not $5 Friday. It's $10 Tuesday. So we're gonna judge you guys, and the winner of the best song or best video,
I ain't bring my $5.
Is gonna get $10. Man, I got 10. I got 10. Man. And yeah,
I feel bad.
I don't know if you can eat this late, but I got tacos too. It's Taco Tuesday. So I got you on the tacos.
I'm vegetarian, man.
Are you?
Yeah.
And they better have some vegetarian tacos where we go.
There's a place open for real?
This is Vegas.
Oh man. So we finna go get some tacos after this?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
I'm not sure if they have vegetarian tacos because it's my taco truck down the street. So hopefully they have something.
They got rice and avocados, right?
Yeah.
That's
we can find
taco.
something. All right, we'll find something for it. Yeah, this is Vegas, bro.
Nice. Love it, man.
We eat dinner at midnight. All right, this first one is Jericho Roland.
Jericho.
We want you guys to give reviews in the comments as well. We go 1 to 5. You can give a 1.2. 4.9, whatever you want to do.
Is this Jericho?
This is Jericho.
Man.
It's called Rolling right here, right now.
Killing it.
Yes. He got signed too, so we're going to be interviewing him soon.
Let me get a couple dollars, Jericho.
Yo. Speak Life Radio.
The truth.
Hey. Man. Hey.
Rolling through the city with my dreads in the wind. Drop top Chevy with my 3 of a kin. And we rolling. Yeah, we rolling. Rolling through the city with my dreads in the wind. Drop top Chevy with my 3 of a kin. And we rolling. Yeah, we rolling. Cruising down the interstate in my 6'4". Glide through the city with them kick yourself doubles. I'm a dead man riding, yeah. Dead man riding, yeah. Look at that drip, look at that lean, look at that, know what that means. Say what they want to, keep it 100, 001 in the front. Cocaine in the guts, that body Johnny Cash. I'm on my black. Rolling through the city with my dreads in the wind. Drop top Chevy with my 3 of a kin. And we rolling. Yeah, we rolling. Rolling through the city with my dreads in the wind. Drop top Chevy with my 3 of a kin. And we rolling. Yeah, we rolling. Me no lust money, me no love money. Love money is the root of all evil. I used to have dreams, evil Knievel. Just stunning on these people, peeping through the people. How you make that money, how you break that bread, how you bake that dough. Different mind frame, had money on my mind till I had a migraine. It's a dang shame though. Grind to the grizzy to the grind. Grind to the grizzy to the grind. Rewind into time, I will shine, but until then, you can get bent. I know it don't make sense. Rolling through the city with my dreads in the wind. Drop top Chevy with my 3 of a kin. And we rolling. Yeah, we rolling. Rolling through the city with my dreads in the wind. Drop top Chevy with my 3 of a kin. Then we rolling. Yeah, we rolling. Rolling through the city with my dreads in the wind. Drop top Chevy with my 3 of a kin. And we rolling. Yeah, we rolling. Rolling through the city with my dreads in the wind. Drop top Chevy with my 3 of a kin. And we rolling. Yeah, we rolling. Rolling through the city with my dreads in the wind. Drop top Chevy with my 3 of a kin. Then we rolling. Yeah, we rolling.
Hey, boss, I just parked my car, drooling all over my leather. Yeah, I'll take it from here. I'm sorry, bro. Hey, isn't that my watch right there? Nice. What year is it? He does 64.
Yeah, that's Jericho with Rollin'. Obviously, he was dreaming about driving the car, but we are back here live on Speak Life Radio. Eliseo, I'm going to let you go first on this review, man. Your first one, and you're actually the first one to do reviews with the monitors actually up, mounted, because we had the monitors down here, so you actually you actually get to look up and you actually see it better. But
that is amazing. Yeah, no, that was really the only thing that I was thinking of that made me sad about that song is, by today's music standards, that's not a hit. You know, by today's music vibe and the stuff that they be on, that's what made me sad listening to that. Like, what? I wish this was a hit today. Yeah. You know, because the world is on some other stuff. You know, but good music like that, like he has so much good things going on. I love his confidence. His confidence is oozing all over that song. Like he's in his bag. He's like, I'm feeling what I'm saying. And he has his whole swag with it. You can tell that he was really the way he was doing his voice. He was intentional about how he wanted to do his voice in some of the parts. I was loving the background. I don't know if he was singing the backgrounds. If he was singing the backgrounds, he sings though, right?
I think he was, yeah.
That is like them 3-part harmony backgrounds he was doing. That did not go unnoticed. I mean, that was a really, really good song. The video was really good. I don't really have anything, like bad to say about it. I mean, if I was to give a piece of constructive criticism, I don't know, maybe the hook was good, right? But I don't know, like, could it have, like, it was one of the things, could it have switched up on the second half, or could there have been something that was a little more compelling, word, like lyric wise?
Maybe too repetitive.
Yeah, I don't think it was too repetitive. It kind of was, but like it's a vibe, so it's that vibe. So you don't necessarily want to break the vibe. But I guess my only constructive criticism is, is maybe the lyrics, like what could have been said, or what could have been switched up, or the flow, or something to kind of draw people more in, because I wouldn't say repetitive, but it kind of did make you feel like, okay, well,
redundant.
Like nothing's switching up, like what's grabbing me, what's keeping me. So, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So it's kind of weird when you get feedback, because it's like, the song was great. In my mind, it was a hit, right? But then, it's also taking that next step to, okay, but no song is perfect, right? No song is perfect. So if I was to give a piece of feedback, I would just be like, be a little more, not to him necessarily, but like I'm always thinking like out the box, like what could I have said on the hook or on my verse that out the box to have people, oh man, So, but other than that, I don't know. I think the song, like I said, I was sitting here and the whole time I'm like, man, I'm just so sad that he can't submit this to a radio station. And they's like, oh, this is a hit, because they don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he wants that, but it's just frustrating, bro. Like,
but it sounded like because I felt that with the repetitive hook, that's what he was looking for, is a radio song.
Yeah. That
maybe doesn't fit the standards of pop radio necessarily, but maybe there are some stations that play that. But what do you give it as a rating?
As a rating, what's the rating scale?
1 to 5.
Yeah, so I would give it I would give it like a, I don't know, man. See, that's tough, man. It's up there. It's definitely up there. I don't believe in giving like songs a perfect 5. I don't think I've ever done that, but it would be like I would probably give it like a 4.25, right? Okay. I would give it like a 4.25. I liked it. I think he could have probably I think he could have had a little more like switching the flow or something like I don't know, like maybe could have compelled us a little more to flow. But that, again, Jericho, that's not a bad comment. That's just me
just some added flavor.
Yeah. That's just me being extra persnickety, as they say, to have you reach. But he don't miss. Like, Jericho don't miss though. Like, the dude, every song I've heard from him is really good. Like, so what do you say to an artist like that? That song is already really good. He's already, to me, in my mind, he's already just one song away from like something blowing up big. Like,
so I think that's what it is. I think he's so good that it's almost effortless for him to make some of these songs, and I think that's the thing. So maybe
that's a good point.
To get to that next step, because it is so effortless, put a little more effort in the quality that's already amazing, and do something like he was doing sing-songy rap almost the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe surprise us with just some bars real quick, and then go back into that.
That would have been
and have like a crazy breakdown where you just like show us like bam, bam, let me rap for 4 bars real quick. Something. I don't know exactly what it is, but something just to switch it up a little bit.
To break up the redundancy and the monotony, and I think that would have been good. And again, Jericho, that's not a bad comment. That's just saying, bro, you're there, right? You're right there, in my opinion. Like, it's really time to dig deep now. Like, dig deep on your artistry and really, evaluate like your delivery, right? Everything, you have to have everything. Now, I'm not saying don't have fun with this, because sometimes when we get too like systematic with stuff, it takes the fun out of stuff. So still have fun with your music.
It's too structured after.
Still be you, but figure out like, man, how can you really penetrate, man? And I think, man, like Quan said, is perfectly, you're effortless with it now. But just because you're effortless with it don't mean you have to do it in an effortless way. You still have to put like hella effort into like what you're doing. I could say hella, right?
Yeah.
That's not necessarily.
All right, I'll give my I kind of agree with you. The quality is amazing. I mean, I think his quality is always good. There's some songs that I don't like just because I don't like the feel of it.
Yeah.
But his quality is always right there. The one thing I would say, there was a song yesterday that was played on another radio show, Monday Night Special, the review on Vegas Hype Media, my other network out of here, and it was the same thing. It's November. We're going into the winter months, right? Mm-hmm. You release this October 26th, which is the fall going into the winter. This is a summer vibe song.
Yeah.
There's a Lecrae song that just came out, too, that's a summer vibe song. The timing of it is, I mean, you're rolling in a 6'4" with the top down.
Yeah.
That's a summery, very summery song to me.
So
to me, I want to hear that when the summer hits, because now we're in that vibe, right? And this is my opinion. I'm in that vibe, so I want that to be a summer hit. This won't be a summer hit because you just dropped it in the winter.
That's OG status, real experience feedback right there. Because I didn't. To me, that's like high level. Like I didn't even think about that. But that's perfect feedback because
there's timing and seasons for that.
The Bible even says that.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I'm saying? So it's like that's a great song, but I didn't even think about how a great song can fall on dead ears because they not on that vibe right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And we are getting in that vibe in March, right?
Yeah,
in May, I mean.
Yeah.
We're getting on that vibe to where it's like, yo, man, we've worked all year. Like, it's getting hotter outside. I want to be outside now.
You know who's good at that? You probably don't listen to him, but Drake, he's really good at dropping records for the season.
Very strategic, yeah.
Yes. His whole label is called October's Very Own.
Yeah.
And he's really good at dropping melancholy type records around the fall because that's the melancholy season, right?
Yeah.
And then in the summertime, he drops summer hits. Like, I didn't even think about that, but I think a lot of great artists really are intentional about when they drop their records. So that was good feedback.
Yeah, definitely, man. But I will give it, same thing, man. I give it a 4.2. Really good track, but there are some things because you are so good, and I think now it's effortless for you to make that music, and now you have to take it to the next level. I think you've probably been there too as a creative. I know a lot of times I get lazy, even with my graphics. I'm so good at creating things a certain way that I get stuck at, like, I know how to do this, and now I'm not taking any chances to make it a little more creative.
Yeah.
And
Facts.
even for my listeners or viewers or whatever,
Facts.
to be like, oh, dang, he changed it up.
Facts.
Like, he's already dope, but he just did something different now.
Yeah, so that's man, you're good, man. You're good with the feedback. So I would say to Jericho, right? So for your new audience, that would have been okay. Right? That song would have been okay for them because who's the Jericho guy?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But for people who've been a fan of you for years now, you gotta you gotta give us a little more.
Gotta do something a little different.
A little different because so I love that. And that goes for any creative, man. You have to understand as you're building your community, you're building your fan base, you have OGs in your fan base that are gonna be like, you could have went here with that, or you could have did this with that. Whereas your new G's would love it. So you have to make sure that you're appealing to your OG fan base as well.
Yeah.
Love it though. It was a dope record, man. You know what's really pissed me off about those type of records? The right artist could drop it and it would be a hit.
Oh yeah.
Because we're underground, or as they say, like independent. Well, he's not independent no more, but he's probably signed independent.
Yeah, it's probably independent label that he's signed to, but a good one probably.
Yeah. You know what it makes you really want to do though? You know, not to this extreme though, but you have Lil Nas X. He said, because he was a professional troll. That's how he came out. He was a troller. He said he even got his name being a troll.
Yeah.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
The troll name. So he came out just mocking the industry. And
he's saying he's not even homosexual anymore.
Listen.
Because he fed off of what is trending.
I don't even doubt it.
Yeah.
He trolled the industry. He mocked the industry. So I said all that to say, as talented as somebody like Jericho is and some other artists, they could almost
pull that same trick.
Mock the industry, right? And because he could probably do the same bars that the big artists do.
Yeah.
Do the same style, swag. He could, and I think, to be honest with you, like Post Malone, I think he pulled that card. Post Malone was doing like rock music.
Yeah.
And he came out sounding like Migos. And he blew up.
Yep.
So, I mean, not saying that he should do that, but it pisses me off because it's like, we're so talented that we can do that, but our convictions won't lead us to do that. But if we wanted to just blow up real quick, we could just make all these swaggy, catchy songs, and they blow up.
And that's what a lot of artists do, because
absolutely.
A lot of the pop artists you hear right now are artists that were doing underground stuff for so long that they got fed up. They're like, look, man, let me just make something catchy.
Katy Perry.
Let me dress it a certain way to make people talk. And Kanye does it perfectly. I don't care if you like my music, I'm going to make you talk about me. I don't care if you like my opinion, I'm going to make you talk about me. That's not a new thing. But people don't get why people do that. But this is the very reason. Because you're not paying attention to my art, but you're going to pay attention to it if I create all this controversy around my art. So,
wow.
All right, next song we got, man. We Jericho, you owe us money for that review. That was a long review. Next song we got is A-Ram. The song is called "Look in My Eyes" right here, right now.
It's a video?
Life Radio. It's a song.
Okay.
Just a song. So here we go.
The truth.
Hey.
And make sure you guys like and subscribe our channel. I know most of you watching on YouTube right now. If you're watching on Facebook, switch over to our YouTube channel if you can and watch live there.
And if we playing your song, you better share the stream.
Definitely.
Share the stream.
I ain't been nothing like this to get your sympathy. Just want this burden off my chest, I call it therapy. Lately, I've been accustomed in this prison. I ain't trying to be a victim, I just wanna be. Listen, look, I'm trying to find all the connections like the movie Crash. Ain't been the same since my father passed. I'm learning to cherish every single moment that you have, cause it isn't promised that any event's gonna last. When they ask me how I'm doing, I get the urge to just dip. No words I can fix, try to convince. And I ain't talked to you since. I'm like a trust broken puppy, hand raised and I flinch. Tell me, how did I slip? I wonder, you're omniscient, but do you know my limits? Flew to the viewing in the spirit, but am I walking in it? Part of the reason why I feel like I haven't prayed in a minute, because the one I prayed for health in a casket, he was laying in it. I still don't understand how this pain that I'm holding is part of the plan. My reflection in the mirror is like I'm staring at another man. I'm in the game of 21 with all these hits. I hope I get a better hand. They said there'd be better days, so I count on it. Raising up these 808s, let it drown on it. The windows to the soul is through what we using to see. Get a glimpse of what I'm carrying when you're looking at me.
Hey. Bars.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, so the feedback I got on this song, it's good feedback though. It's a lot of it is mix related. You know what I'm saying? Like mix related, right? So I don't know who's mixing and mastering his songs. The first thing is his rap, his lead vocal rap is it needs to have more presence in it, right? So go back and when you do your lead vocal rap, because you're saying some dope stuff, but it's thin, right? To me, it sounds thin. Like you need to really get your engineer or whoever maybe you're doing it. You need to sit down and find your sweet spot for your EQ for your vocals, because your lead vocals, the raps sound thin for me, my taste. Now the vibe was good, but it's still underproduced.
Yeah.
The vibe of the beat was great, but it's still underproduced, and the beat sounds dated like a mug, right?
Very dated.
Very doom, like we really
Especially
doing this right now?
at the end after he's done rapping. It just kind of died out.
Like, we really doing this right now?
Yeah.
So, but then you might say, Eliseo, well, I'm leaning on my bars, right? I'm leaning on my raps, because the raps were amazing.
Yeah.
That's why I go back to what you need to have more presence in your rap vocals, because they was back there, and I couldn't really feel it like I need to. So put more presence in your rap vocals, and if you're gonna do beats like that, they can be like cool and mellow like that, but they still can't be underproduced, right? So and then the mix was bad. You had like a bass, like a boom, like it was just so awkward. Boom, boom. It was like it was high and then it was low, and then also that drum, the whatever drum kit that was, You know, so many times I hear these songs, I'll be like, man, I wish I had time to just take the beat, the foul, and then switch out some of the drum sounds. Because the drum sound was dated too. The drum kicks and the rims, like that stuff will date you. And people will love what you have to say, but they won't give the song a second listen, or they won't give the song the justice that it deserves, because the whole time the song is giving them old vibes.
Yeah.
The whole time it's putting them in a space they don't want to be in. They're feeling like they're back in middle school or something, or they're back in high school, and when they hated they were on punishment for something, right? So you don't want to send these mixed signals to your audience with great bars, but then you are subconsciously sending them back to a time in their life that they didn't like, right, with these old vibes. So that's what I would say, man. Just really, I would say recut that record, put more presence in your vocals, get in the production line with it, and produce the record better, and then mix it better. That's what I would say. So I would give that out of 5. I would give that like a, man, it'd be like a 2 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel a lot of what you're saying. I felt like it was a kind of a lazy submission as far as even putting that out on Spotify, right?
Oh, that's on Spotify? Oh, that was on Spotify.
The Spotify link.
That's not a Spotify ready record, man.
Yeah, that's more of a maybe a SoundCloud, maybe like, hey, I just want you guys to hear this. I just want to drop something real quick.
Yeah.
I wrote this last night. I want to put it out there. I had something to say. That sounds like I have something to say tonight type record, not a I'm trying to put this out. I want people to listen to it and review it type record. Bars were dope.
Yeah.
The mix could have been better. The voice could have been fuller. The beat was cool, but if you're gonna have just an average beat like that, you better be doing a lot more with your vocals, a lot more tricks, a lot more. And then when it died out at the end and it sounded like a hook was gonna kick in,
it really exposed it.
Nothing happened, and it's like at least talk during that time, like say something, do some effects with your voice where there's something going on, and there was nothing there, and it just died out. So it's like you left us with nothing after this. Like you took us up to a mountain, and we're like, oh, well, there's nothing up here.
Yeah, nothing.
And it's like, why did you walk us all the way up, this path and this trail, and there's nothing up here. There's not even a tree. There's not a plant. There's nothing for us to see. Yeah. And we try to even look over the mountain to see the view, and there's no view. It's just blank. So it definitely has bars. Yeah. Same thing. Just because you're talented and have bars does not mean that the songs you're producing are that dope. So maybe just put more time into something like that. Man. And I already know you're a dope artist because you submitted stuff before.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's what's up.
Because your lyrics were dope, I'm going to give it a 3.1. But other than that, like everything else need to be
well, I would say
lot better.
I don't do it as much no more, but I produce for like Big Sean. I produce for a lot of industry cats like Chameleonaire. I've produced for them. And one of the things we do when we're shopping records to artists is we send references. Yeah. Like, this is the idea I have.
That sound like a reference.
That sound like a reference record. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, you're not worried about the mix per se. You just want to hear the harmonies, where the beat is going. And then when you send your record off,
to put this together.
Yeah. And when you send it off to the major labels, they change up everything anyway. Right. So that sounds like a reference, first track cut reference record. And I don't expect to see that on like SoundCloud.
And I remember back in the day when Kanye dropped his first album, I had the reference album.
Yeah.
For the whole album.
Well, the new album he just dropped, what was it? Donda?
Yeah.
There's three or four tracks on there that we had already had the reference tracks on YouTube that were floating around. Yep. Where he doesn't even have words to the melody yet. He's just humming the melody. So yeah, that kind of sounds like a reference track. But you definitely have talent, man. But don't be lazy. Like, and that's not a knock, man. Don't be lazy. You cannot be a lazy artist. You have to understand there are a trillion other artists that's doing the same thing you're doing. So that little extra effort that you put in, not a little, but that extra effort you put into your song goes a long way. What I tell artists this all the time, bro, and it really. This advice, I've seen artists' music go better. Cut the record, sleep on it, come back and listen to it later, the next day.
Your fan base is not anticipating you that much.
Yeah.
That you can't wait an extra day, or if you want to drop it on a Friday, you can't wait to drop it on a Tuesday instead.
No, I wasn't going to say that. Sleep on it, listen to it the next day. Sleep on it again, listen to it the next day. You should have a week or two of notes that you have listened to, because you know what, Quan? when you're as an artist, when you're riding in the car listening to your records, you hear no more stuff. You're like, oh, let me do it this way, or let me have the producer do this, or let me drop the beat out right here. So after 2 weeks of writing to your reference record, it's a whole new record when you go cut it again, and it sounds way better. I have my wife who heard my reference records. When I go recut it, she's like, "Oh my, that sounds so much better." Like, yeah, that's just me 2 weeks of making notes on what I want to change and what I want to do. Like, so as an artist, you should be a student of your own art, student of your own records. And if you don't have 2 pages of notes on your first cut record and you put that up, then you're not serious about your art.
Don't be so anxious just to put something out.
No,
you don't need to do that. So, all right, man, good advice. If you guys are watching, please share the live video stream once again with your people. And give us your rating too in the comment section. The journalist gave that song a 3.6, and he said, "Yeah, not a Spotify track." You were right. So we appreciate the comments and the feedback for you guys. I know it's been a while, so we don't have a lot of submissions tonight due to the fact that we kind of put it up late and we've been gone for a minute. But we are back, man. We'll be back every Tuesday night. There's going to be a different person in that seat. Unless Eliseo decides to move out here, which, you never know.
Man, I'm loving this, though. I don't know. I'm really like, man, I got to figure something out, man.
Yeah, man.
This is
I'd get those frequent flyer miles.
Oh, we got to start Gorilla Cross South in Orlando. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's why you're looking at me weird when I said where I might build the other studio.
I know. You like Dallas. I'm like,
don't be giving my secrets away.
Oh, but my bad. You're right.
Those are ideas. I don't put ideas
okay, he
out
said New York
into the world.
Canada, he said a few. My bad.
I don't say nothing until I'm actually there. Then I'm like, oh, by the way, I did this.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I like to move.
I love it. No, I wish more people thought like that. You know what I get tired of?
Because a lot of times you don't finish what you said you were going to do, and now you look like a liar. No, I don't like.
No. But I don't like when people make an announcement about an announcement about an announcement.
I got an announcement for an announcement that I'm going to make tomorrow about some announcements that I'm going to be doing.
What? Now I don't want to hear none of it. How about that? I don't want to hear none of it now.
And you're going to talk about a first annual something, which is going to make me really mad because it's not called annual when it's the first. So, all right. Next song we got is Japo the Son featuring Young Priest the Preacher and Kendrick Rashad right here. It's called Heavy. Right here, Speak Life Radio, live music and video review. If you guys still want to submit, hit music@gorillacross.com.
Hey.
Hey, old school phone.
Spirit life. Yeah. Look. Shout out my birdie, Young Priest. I've been eating these beats, so I'm heavy again. They feel expressive when I hit the booth. The anointing is heavy again. 2 elephants dancing, I'm stomping this beat, so they know it get deadly again. I just be chilling, these rappers be tired of me. I guess they sleeping again. I'm sick with the flow when I spit on whatever. It's like I've been sneezing again. And all of my eyes, they be sick at your post, so I'm guessing flu season is in. I get on the track and I brag on my king and I show them that Jesus is in. They say that I told them already, I do not recall, so I told them again. They see that I'm blessed and they come with these questions, I told them it's Jesus again. Yeah, I'm on a mission. I got my reel in the water, I'm fishing. You just a snake in the grass, you be hissing. Swear I be waxing the ops like a Mr. Miyagi. All of they bruises be glistening. I got the power all on me, they scared of my daddy. Be slapping the ops till they missing. Go for the son, be the son of a king. Blessed when I step and I say what I mean. Yeah, I'm a player, but not for no women. I shoot with precision like I got a beam. Yeah, I'm committed like I went to college, but I'm just a student in Jesus the Dean. They wanna ride my way, but they on the shore saying that it get deep. I'm in the mix like a snicker and Twix. We ain't the same, I'ma follow the king. I'm in the kitchen, I'm whipping the giving the cake. Take the fire, I turn up the heat. I'm like a giant until he a midget. They think I'm a chef, I tenderize beef. No, I ain't TLC, but I'm too loud to compromise. I walk like a G.
What's happening? Job on point like magic. And I'm on the way to the best. Yeah, Abracadabra, pass it. Kareem Jabbar, smash it. After the win, we grab it. Kept it the cause we traveling. Still covering the blood, it's graphic. Yeah, speed life over all light, that's the caption. We ain't perfect when it come to preaching, we practice. Keeping it real, no acting. Living in lies is madness. I wanna join no sadness. Sit your spot like a package. Get inside, I'm rapping. He signed out, now I'm snapping. Turtle, pull it like pants on Urkel. Birth to my purpose, I'm fertile. Women's like, I did debate. I know that haters gon' hate. Move, get out of the way. It's ludicrous, some of the things they say. I got this sun in my face, blocking the shade. The predator on blessings, I pray. Young Priest.
When they kiss my my turn, I just hop on the track and I tell him I'm here for the action. And I rap the king with like all in my heart, cause I don't deal with numbers or fractions. The devil can't see me, I'm bought with a price, and I call it a bloody transaction. And he never posed for a pic, he just left us a book and it's full of his captions. I tell all these haters, get off of my wave, cause I've been making room for the captain. If it ain't family, I got full of money, I'm cutting off. Ain't got no time for distractions. They ain't finna catch me lagging. I'll pull up in the hood with their fashion. Ain't about talk about the 19 word in this verse. I take them to church, cause I'm on the net like a Titus attached to the shirt. On tracks, I'm heavy, I'm flipping and swerving my words like Chevy. I got them pounds of the truth in the trunk. I'm 23 when I shoot it and done. I hop on this beat and I tell them about Jesus, cause he be the man of the town. And if you're a square, get up out of my circle, cause we do not want you around. We try new angles to spread this message, but we do not fit in your bounds. I'm letting off worship with bass in the trunk, and I'm knowing you hearing the sound. I'm strapped with that word when I come to your city. I'm letting off 66 rounds. Philippians, Romans, Ephesians. Boy, I've been feeding, and I've been feeling these pounds. These pounds, they heavy. Get your shot, man.
That was good, man. Wow. It's funny, every time you roll that little stinger, I feel like a commercial finna come on. Like, it's that professional. I feel like, okay, a commercial coming? Okay, my bad. But then it don't never come, so.
It will.
You got to have some sponsors, man, so you can roll them commercials.
We do have one.
Oh, okay.
We do have one we're going to play, but I'm trying to get her to send me a new, send me the script.
Yeah.
Because the voice on the script is very not hip-hop.
Oh.
That's a nice way to say it. And Valerie, I've been asking you for a month and a half to send me the script. So do it. Overcomer Apparel. Shout out to them. And actually, I think we still got another sponsor still sliding around in the screen I might have taken them out, but Revive. Anyways, we have a lot of Christian clothing companies that are really dope, and they've been giving me shirts, and a lot of times I buy stuff because I like to buy stuff from people to support them too, man. Right. Don't just ask for free stuff all the time. But but yeah, man, I'm gonna review this one first. I really did like the colorful look. It was a fun video with a lot of colors, a lot of brightness. I thought that was pretty dope.
I'm noticing though, and there's nothing wrong with it because it's not really super popular yet.
Yeah.
But they have these things like called Selfie World and stuff like that.
Yeah, we have a couple of those out here.
Yeah.
I think even at Mandalay Bay or Luxor, they have one of those.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
So I'm noticing,
which is a little more upscale than these ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen probably 10 videos where they're at a place like that, Selfie World, and it's like I get
my
it.
thing, do it while you can, because it is getting more popular, and you're not going to be able to like pull that off.
Yeah, facts. That's true. So I don't know if that was at a place like that, but it's kind of getting like.
And I'm wondering if they did that because he said something about his heart, and there was a heart in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the things I noticed that I didn't like, that I think more people need to be attentive with, is when you're going back to edit the video. Check the edit before you leave the video shoot, because there was a couple times where the focus just went way off, and it wasn't like a part where they were going into another scene where the focus was supposed to go off.
Yeah, yeah.
It just got blurry.
Wow.
And do a couple takes so you have more to chop up, you know? Yeah. So I'm not sure who edited their videos, but whoever that was, make sure you go back when you watch the final cut of the video. Make sure you go back and have them redo that. You don't want just random blurriness in the video unless that's part of the creative aspect, but it wasn't on the blurry parts that I saw. And then even some of the transitions and effects, they weren't too much, and that's what I like. Some people do way too much. They had the little kaleidoscope thing going, and it was cool, and it kind of fit the video, instead of some people just have those light effects that outline you. I don't want to see those ever again. They just killed those. In 2020, you guys killed those. Everybody was doing that, but some people just do way too many effects. But the song overall, I like the song. I think the third guy definitely recording on a different mic.
Yeah,
and I noticed that his vocals sounded way different than the first two. But overall, man, I think the song was dope. All the artists brought their own flavor to it. So I was feeling it for that. And the video was just cool. It was fun. It wasn't anything too over the top or too crazy. And I think what they did with the video for where they were and what they had, they pulled it off the right way. So I'll give that a 3.7.
3.7
because it was cool, man. It was cool.
Yeah, I give it a 4 even. And what I didn't necessarily like about so the video started out like I'm like this, right? I'm like, oh man, the beat jamming. The first guy who was rapping, he was saying some stuff. Like all of them were saying some stuff, but my bob slowly went down and down. And I think that I can attribute that to where was the hook, right? Was there a hook?
I feel like the hook was only, I think it came in.
See, that's the issue though. If we sitting here saying I think, that's the issue because I mean, and we can't say
it wasn't like a catchy.
Yeah, like so you can only bob somebody for so long before they're like, okay, what's the point now? I mean, what's the hook or what's the like? Give me that check in. Like, let me check in. Oh, okay, cool. And then now let's go back to jamming. And then okay, and now let's go back to jamming. You have to have dynamics. Yeah. Like dynamics is huge in music, right? So I tell this all the time to recording artists. Another thing that big artists are really good at, I gotta say Drake, he's the master at dynamics. He's like up here, and then he's like cut out like, okay, you gave me a break. Okay, now we back here, Yeah. So that song was just the whole time. It's like, okay, first of all, where's the hook? Where's the cutout? Where's the break? Where's the something? Where's the let me catch my breath? Okay, let me now get back into it. Like, so I think that song could definitely use some dynamics.
Yeah.
Right. And a hook too. A hook would be great on it. But you just don't want to overextend. Like, you not saying that you're boring your audience, but you don't want to overextend them their like intent to listen. You don't want to overextend that. You want to make sure that you keep them engaged by changing it up, switching it up, doing something that, checkpoints. And I didn't really get no checkpoints in this song. It was just like straight through the whole time. It's like, okay, well, all right, cool. But yeah, so I would give it a 4. It's right up there, but I would say please throw a hook on that song, a definitive hook, 1. 2, throw some like dropouts or some breaks or something in it, 2. And then definitely mix the vocals a little better too, because they were all low. Like the vocals was like some was low, some was high. It was but it was good though. I like the beat too.
Cool.
I would give it a 4.
Dope. All right, next song we got. His name is DeMonte.
DeMonte.
And the song is called Together, and it's just a song from my email, so I'm just gonna play it right there from here. So right here, Speak Life Radio, live music and video review. We thank everybody for tuning in.
Baby, why you so shy? Your smile is so amazing. You're the apple of my eye. Your conversation so inspiring. Those other guys couldn't identify. Well, you got me where you want me. Right, and yes, I am with you. You belong to me, and I belong to you. We belong together. Destiny, ooh, and there's no in between. We belong together. No, together. Honey, 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 baby, I want you around, baby.
All right, that is DeMonte with Together right here. Speak Live Radio, live music and video review. They said Eliseo's falling asleep.
Yeah, I gotta stand up, but
stand up. But I mean, that was definitely and I'll move your mic. I'll move your camera.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was definitely like a more laid back track.
Yeah.
To you know,
At least it was a good laid back track.
Yeah. But I'll let you go, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, so I have to you know, not judge, but I have to grade that song in my opinion, based off the genre that it was in. I love that type of music, that soulful type of music anyway. So I mean, the beat was good, the lyrics were good, the background vocals were good. Her singing ability, was that a guy or a girl?
And that was my biggest question because I didn't know.
Oh.
Because
the singing was great.
DeMonte, and it sounded like a female, but it also could have. You know how R&B is, man.
Yeah,
you can get tricked with that.
No, I would. I mean, for what it's worth, right? For what the genre was, and for what they were accomplishing, the lyrics, the music, I would probably have to get out honestly like a 4.5, probably, like in my opinion, because it stayed true to everything it set out to do, right?
Yeah.
Only thing I would probably like to hear more for that type of vibe, I would love to hear more instrumentation, live instrumentation, like the guitar, the bass doing something.
Yeah.
Like, because that's the vibe, like that's that culture, that's that whole vibe. So yeah, you can get instruments and loop them, but if you really want to stand out in that vibe and for what people expect hearing that type of record, you have to have live instrumentation. It comes with the game. So, you know, and so for that tip, I might have to just give it like a 4.2, right? 4.25, because I would love to hear some live instrumentation in that. Other than that, it was a good record, man. It was good. I love the message. I love the vocals. I love everything. It was good.
It's dope. Same thing, man. It was definitely a dope track. I had to step away for a minute because I've been drinking a lot of water. But I did like the track, man. It was a really cool vibe. Definitely different than I was expecting. You know, we don't tell people they only have to submit hip hop, even though we are a mainly hip hop show. I want to hear some change ups on the music, anyways, that I'm listening to and promoting it, and you know, having a review.
100%.
So I wasn't mad at that at all, because I do like the change ups. But same thing, man. I think the vocalist was very good. I don't know if it was a male or female. I'm gonna go with it was a male.
No, that was a female, bro.
Are you sure?
It had to be a female, dog.
I don't know, man. And we're getting comments saying I think it was the guy. And
wow,
being DeMonte. And if you're still in the comments,
if that was a guy,
if
that was a guy, then kudos to you, because he was hitting them.
He was hitting those notes exactly. And so, man, yeah, shout out to that, man. Shout out to that. So, listen, we are going to get into the next song. This is KCMS Records. He's been begging us to play it all night. It's called Waiting for You, right here, right now, Speak Life Radio. KCMS Records, right? Yeah. Waiting for.
I don't live by works, I live just as a changed man. Change your heart, change your mind, this ain't no game, man. I don't live by works, I live just as a changed man. Change your heart, change your mind, this ain't no game, man. If you ain't repenting your heart, then what you waiting for? If you ain't repenting your mind, then what you waiting for? If you ain't repenting your ways, then what you waiting for? I rep the kingdom of God, boy, I'm repping the squad. If you ain't repenting your heart, then what you waiting for?
Hey.
If you ain't repenting your mind, then what you waiting for?
He's serious.
If you ain't repenting your ways, then what you waiting for? I rep the kingdom of God, boy, I'm repping the squad. Just believe, that's what they preaching on. No repentance, no change your heart, that's what they teaching on. I ain't with that movement, something fishy, something wrong. God gave his life, he died for sin, you know I ride for him. You know I slop in, so my days got no oxygen. I give my all just to the death of me. I'm trying to grow the kingdom, hope you listen carefully. God wants the best from you, he wants the best from me. I don't live by works, I live just as a changed man. Change your heart, change your mind, this ain't no game, man. I don't live by works, I live just as a changed man. Change your heart, change your mind, this ain't no game, man. If you ain't repenting your heart, then what you waiting for?
Hey.
If you ain't repenting your mind, then what you waiting for? If you ain't repenting your ways, then what you waiting for? I rep the kingdom of God, boy, I'm repping the squad. If you ain't repenting your heart, then what you waiting for? If you
ain't repainting your mind, then what you waiting for? If you ain't
He's saying repainting?
what you waiting for? I rep the kingdom of God, boy, I'm repping the squad. I'm not repenting in works, I'm repenting in faith.
Repenting.
I gotta change your heart, I gotta change your pace. Repentance kinda sound like faith. Turning just to God in faithful grace. I said, my God is good, my God is great. So where's all the love, dog? Why all the hate? Put my faith in God, amen. Respect to my father, amen. Obedience till I'm dead. Don't really care what you said. Nah, I don't live by works, I live just as a changed man. Change your heart, change your mind, this ain't no game, man. I don't live by works, I live just as a changed man. Change your heart, change your mind, this ain't no game, man.
Wow.
The truth. All right, there we go. Yeah, that was it. Another video started playing afterwards.
Yeah.
Juice Jones was playing The Rain.
Yeah, with those records, for me, it was a good record. Don't get me wrong. But for me, I feel like for those records, it's like a record that comes up through your community and like your not fan base, but your, like when you have like your, not culture, your community, but like your fan base, right?
Yeah.
It's a record that kind of like Tech Nine, the big rapper Tech Nine.
Yep.
I don't really know too many of his songs, and I don't necessarily even like too many of his songs, but his community goes crazy when he performs.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what is he even saying, right? So it's like that song to me is so niche. It's so niche that it could work with your community, with your fan base, that identifies with how you rap and your style and things like that. And I just said that to say, because it's definitely not mainstream or even close to mainstream like that. And that's not what I don't think nobody necessarily trying to do here.
Yeah, exactly.
But still, it's like, it's so many detractors in that record that just makes it almost not even.
Because you still want people to be attracted to it. If you're trying to go mainstream or not, you still want people to grasp onto it.
It has to have certain characteristics sonically to make it kind of palatable or digestible for a listener. And there's so many things off about that record it makes it not palatable for a listener. You know what I'm saying? A new listener. So that's what I'm saying. But if you go the super niche route with your community, it don't matter because they like you and they like all that stuff raw and uncut how it is. But if you want to open your music up to a wider listener, man, you got to get your mix tight. I couldn't really understand what you were saying a lot of times. I dig your voice because I hate all these rappers who sound the same.
Yep.
But so I like your voice, your deliverance, but you got to figure that out to where at least we understand what you're saying. Yeah. So I think there's some polishing that need to come in his delivering, like the way he's delivering his message. And then going back to the beat, like we have moved on from that sound. We've moved on.
Yep.
So it's a dated sound. It's a dated sonic production.
Even if you're a fan of that style, it's time to switch it up a little bit.
It's time to move on.
Yeah.
Like, so, I would say try a different beat, put a song, because I like the song. I like what he was saying. Yeah. Right? No,
definitely. And we talk about that all the time here. Like, you could have a great message, but how is your delivery to deliver that message? And I think a lot of Christian artists, especially, they think like, well, I'm preaching the gospel through this song, but that's cool. If you're going to preach the gospel, go preach the gospel. If you're going to preach the gospel through a song, make sure you drop that creatively.
Yes.
And that's what I always try to get through artists' head. It's dope that you got a great message. Your heart's amazing.
Yes.
That's good. Now let's take it to the next level. If you're going to deliver the gospel in music form, you want to make sure you touch as many ears as possible.
Yes.
And the best way to do that is to make sure that song is sonically, just even mix-wise.
Yes.
You're screaming a little too much on the song, which I like the energy, but I think you could tone it down a little bit. The fact you live in Vegas, there's a studio right here. We could record you $50 an hour. Gorilla Cross Media Studio. Make sure you check it out.
Shameless plug.
But you can come in here, being in Vegas, and we've met before, but we could definitely help you out because you are right there to where you know what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I think you could take things to the next level, and I think that's what you ultimately want to do because your message is definitely there.
Facts.
And He can rap. There was some
Yeah.
parts where he's getting off beat a little bit.
Yeah.
And those are things that if you're recording by yourself, you're not gonna give
Catch
yourself that.
yeah.
You're not gonna give yourself that advice. But if you're working with another engineer,
redo that, bro.
They're gonna have you keep taking that and be like, slow down, take a couple words out.
Yeah.
A lot of times as a rapper, you think every word you wrote down is important and from God, which it is, but you could take some of the thes and some of those words out. Because I used to get stuck on that when I was making music. And I would just have things on top of each other because I wrote all this, but no, it doesn't matter. Take some out to make it fit better.
Yes.
And you'll be fine. So
I love that.
I think overall, because the mix could have been a lot better too, I'll give it a 2.2.
Yeah.
Because the message was there and it definitely was a good song, but it's one of those things we talked about doing the Undone show.
Oh,
the
man.
Speak Life Radio Undone, where you're not done with the track yet. You submit it to us and we help you produce
we
it
gotta do
before
that.
you even put it out.
Put it out, yeah.
And that's what this song sounds like.
Oh, yes.
Like the idea's there.
Yeah.
The beat definitely needs to be produced more. You can keep the same tempo.
Absolutely.
Produce a beat a little bit better and then go from there. But I give it a 2.2.
Yeah. And the good thing about him is his passion is there. His passion is there. And like you said, he knows what he wants to do. So now take to the next level and, you know, I would say almost humble yourself a little bit to understand that you ain't there yet, right? Yeah. And then you still have to take it there. So the beat, your delivery, your timing, your pacing, your wording, I would say work on literally all of that, because if you're niche, that's one thing. But if you want to reach the wide parameter of listeners, 9 out of 10 things on that song weren't did right, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So,
definitely, man. I'm going to try to play a commercial that we have for an upcoming show in Houston, Texas.
You got to say.
You can also watch live online. So I didn't set it up before the show. So I'm going to have to set it up now in front of you guys.
But you have to say a word from our sponsors.
A word from our sponsors. But let me, let's see if this will work. But I do. Okay, there it goes. So.
Good people, how you doing today? My name is Herb, and what I want to do is introduce you to the sound.
I'm going to pause that, and then I'm going to make sure the right audio's on. Let's see. And you guys might have heard it actually on here, but we can't hear it back, so I'm going to monitor only. There we go. And now we're going to play this. It's the Sound of Music Experience in Houston, Texas. My man Herb will give you all the information right here, right now on Speak Life Radio.
Good people, how you doing today? My name is Hurt, and what I want to do is introduce you to the Sound of Light experience. It's taking place in Houston, Texas at the VOH Church on December 3rd, 2021. Now, what is the Sound of Light experience? It is an experience where we get to come into the light and the glory of God. Light brings order. When you shine light, you have vision, you have understanding. So the light of God is the order of his kingdom. It is showing us exactly who we are, who he is, and how he wants us to be. And our goal with the Sound of Light experience is to have you have an experience with his light that you have never had ever before in your life. December 3rd, we're going to have Marcus Rogers, Brian Trejo, GS, Isaiah Robin, Justin Messenger, and myself. And we're going to bring our very own Apostle Michael Petro, and we're going to shine some light on the kingdom of God. God bless you, and I hope to see you there.
That here?
No, that's in Houston, Texas.
Oh, Houston.
So if you guys are in the Houston, Texas area, that is December 3rd. So make sure you check that out. Early bird pricing ended already, so general admission is $25.
How did you not get dinged from YouTube with the beats?
I got them low enough.
Oh, is that a thing?
It has been for me.
Wow.
Sometimes they'll put their credit in there.
Oh.
But if I got it too loud, or if I got it by itself too long, I can get dinged.
Gotcha.
Yep. But if you want tickets, go to voh.church/SOL experience and make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be dope, man. You got Brian Trejo. You saw everybody in there hurt. So there's going to be a lot of dope artists there. Marcus Rogers, my man GS, who he was actually on our very last episode in September. He actually has some things to say that you guys can go back and watch because it's going to be interesting with two of those artists being there in the same time in the same place. But I told him, squash the beef. Life is too short.
Was it with Marcus?
We're all Christians.
Was it with Marcus?
I don't know. You have to go back and watch.
I was gonna say I'm not a Marcus Rogers fan.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't.
Oh, and I don't hate the brother. No, I don't, it ain't that. But I think he does a lot of clout, like a clout chasey type stuff.
A lot of people say the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And,
so it ain't just me then.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, and if you don't agree with him, then you are not filled with the Holy Spirit. So, anyways, with that being said, I'm supposed to promote this and not get you guys away from it. But make sure you check it out. And you could watch online. So they have an online stream. Listen, I'm going to watch it from Vegas, in Vegas. And what I'm going to do is actually buy 5 online streaming tickets to give away on the show. So make sure you guys tune in next week through the rest of the month in November and rest of the weeks in November. And we'll be giving away 5 online streaming tickets that we're going to buy here at Gorilla Cross to give to you guys. Because if you can't be there, it's in Houston. It's like, man, it's a dope lineup. I want to see all of them. We will give you the online streaming link. And if you don't win it, if you don't get the free one from me, then make sure you guys go get it. It's $15 to watch online.
That's not bad. That's not bad
at all.
Yeah, that's not
and you
bad.
guys spend more than that on Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
So don't act like that's too much money.
Listen, support the kingdom. I know there's a lot of people that watch this show that are kingdom, kingdom entrepreneurs. One thing that will change your life is understanding supporting other people.
Yeah.
Like that comes back. And we kind of talked about it earlier. Like, don't necessarily do it because you want the support back. Just do it because
just do it to support.
All ties ride together. Like if you're supporting, they're supporting, like we're all getting supported. You can't be that one guy that's like, I'm not supporting nothing, but then you expect everybody to support you.
Yeah.
I don't understand how so many artists don't never support nothing, bro. They don't ever share nothing, buy nothing. But then they
want support.
They want support. Like, why do you want support for? Like, you don't do it. Like, it's crazy. So make sure it's $15. I'm gonna go buy a ticket tomorrow. I'm gonna, hopefully I have time to watch it. Can you watch the replays? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That will be on a December 3rd. I didn't get the day. That's either a Friday or Saturday, obviously.
Nice.
But I could look at that right now. Act like I don't have a calendar right in front of me. That's a Friday, December 3rd.
Sweet.
So in Houston, Texas, if you guys are in that area, make sure you go and check it out live or definitely watch it online because that's going to be dope, man. So I'm definitely going to be watching it. I definitely have the time. And same thing, I'm pretty sure you can watch the replay if you miss it online, and don't bootleg it. All right, we got 2 more to get into. We're going to get into these quick because he's falling asleep. I need tacos.
It's actually, I'm on East Coast time. So
exactly.
What is it?
You're like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, what? 1:30.
Like 1 o'clock, 1:30 right now. All right, this one is a video, so I'm happy about that. Boombox Poets.
Hey.
The song is called Snooze Button right here, right now. Speak Life Radio.
Snooze button, huh?
Battle victory record with no E on battle. All right. And I'll just mention it right now because I talk about it in every review. The little high 8 video effect is kind of played out already. That's still cool.
When I say that I'm okay, it means I'm not alright. My screws ain't tight. A paper plane pilot, kamikazes in flight. Cause I crash and I burn, I toss and I turn. Anxiety is finding me with lack of concern. The crushing on my chest is like a pachyderm. A split personality, but neither of us learn. Shadow boxing with myself cause I'm toxic. The voices in my head sound shady, obnoxious. Somewhat neurotic, a functioning psychotic. I seem to fall in love with anything chaotic. Man, I'm zoning. Melancholy melatonin. My mind is off the signal from the satellite is roaming. My steps are not condoned, it's just the way that I'm coping. I wrestle with the blanket till I'm finally going. Becoming earnest like I'm Hemingway. It's scary how the gallows sway, disappearing ink, so I'm typing what the voices say. Salivate, gravitate toward the road with us. I'm back inside my bloodstream, the reason that I'm buzzing, getting crowded in my head, at least a half a dozen. Deprivation, or maybe I'm just bugging. Ghosts around the campfire, stories about the living. One day I can join them and get the fuck about this prison. I'm tired of the skeleton, I'm tired of this blood. Kick the dirt up on my grave and let me sleep in the mud. just obsessing. I need to find a way. Yeah. So a long way. Running my nights and days and days.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think I heard the F-bomb too.
Really?
You didn't hear that?
I didn't.
Yeah. You weren't listening.
I didn't hear it.
I can see it written on my eyelids, staring at the clock, and I wonder what time it is. Hit the snooze button, not trying to do nothing, wait for days, and I lost my way. I can see it written on my eyelids, staring at the clock, and I wonder what time it is. Hit the snooze button, not trying to do nothing, wait for days, and I lost my way.
Well, it got better.
Yeah, it got better.
It got better.
More
They
booty shots.
they should have got to that way earlier. Like that climax part, man. Y'all should have did that earlier or something. I don't know. Like,
Whoa, my bad. Now Tupac's on here cussing people out. My bad. Speak Life Radio taking it up a notch tonight, folks.
it's my fault. It's when I come in town. We turn up. We got booty on the screen,
Oh,
F-bombs and B-bombs.
All right, man. I don't get the whole concept of the video.
He said,
It's no snooze button in there. So I'll let you go on
He
this.
said, I'm wide awake. I don't know, man. Like, yeah, that was a bit beyond my scope as well. But, you know, I don't know. Like, man, that was a tough one. So, I mean, I get it. No, maybe I don't get it. But I like the ending. Like, the ending, get to the ending quicker. He has some good bars, too. So it's not like he wasn't rapping. He was definitely rapping. He had some good bars. I wasn't feeling the wide awake. I wasn't feeling that. Like, I don't know. Like, if you're going to say that, sometimes if you're stuck on the lyric, right? What I mean by that, if you like, no, this must be the lyric, right? So, because as artists, we have those moments where we're like, man, I hear this lyric and this is what I want to say. But still, what I would do when I was in the group and I was writing songs, I would take what I wanted to say and I would still say it 3 or 4 different ways and ask which way sounds the catchiest, which way it sounds the most engaging. Because I'm wide awake, like that, I don't think that's the best way to say that. You know what I'm saying? That if you want to compel your audience to keep listening. So I mean, it was a few things. It was definitely it's still, in my opinion, it was underproduced. It was underproduced. The vocals were very light, in my opinion, very light. Like there was it seems like there was no EQing or anything on the vocals, no compression or nothing. It was just like they recorded raw. So I mean, the concept, I see where you're going with it. That would definitely be another undone song though. Like it's undone. This is the feedback you need. Now go finish it, right? But the energy on the ending was great. Like, yeah, that sounds like a whole different song. But if you're gonna do that, you need to get to that part quicker, or just do a whole different song or something and start it out like that. Yeah. But go ahead, bro. Yeah, I would give it like a 2, man. Like maybe a 2. Yeah.
I wasn't really feeling the acting in it. Like I know what they were trying to do, trying to be kind of like almost like in a hospital or something like that, right? Yeah. I feel like that's so they were trying to be more just kind of mellow, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling the acting in it. I think that could have been done a lot better.
I didn't even get on the video.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I was looking at because I wasn't feeling the song that much, so I wanted to get on the video more. And I mean, we're a hip-hop show, so that, you know, they were rapping a little bit, but it sounded more of a rock song with rap in it. Yeah. You know, somebody in the comments mentioned Linkin Park, something like that. So
yeah, the ending. Yeah, I got those vibes too.
But so it was cool. I didn't know exactly where it was going. And we are like a positive hip hop show, so we don't want to see no booty shots and stuff like that on this show. But overall, I mean, I know what they're doing, and I'm pretty sure they probably have an audience for that style of music that they're aimed at. So I think it works out for that audience. But overall, to me, I'll give it like a 2.5. I think the acting in the video from the guys actually making the music could have been better. I think the nurse lady, she knew what she was doing in the acting, and I'm not sure if that's just me being, you know, I don't know. She was cool. But yeah.
It's almost taco time.
Yeah, it's almost taco time. So we got one more we're going to play right now, and then we're leaving because he's falling asleep. This is just a song. Same thing in the email. This is called Damascus from Conscious Hip Hop right here.
Let's go. Let's go. We're going out with a bang.
Going out with a bang.
Hey. Who is this?
My hope is a man to send it on board. We conquer the flesh.
Conscious hip hop.
He fit for the crown and white is the robe. 2 holes in his hands. He purchased the fall. All I know is the lamb. In him I'm a grow. He conquered in death. He captured my soul. And I'm on the rep. Just tell me I'll go. Go. The mission is top. It's top. No one agrees. Everybody got a word. Agitated like fleas. Flesh popping up the scene. My hook so direct. I borrow Kareem. Cause hell is so hot. It's far from a scheme. And I know you got faith, but not in the king. Why you keep living so blind, yeah? And you so full of these gifts. And you don't build, you just move like a mine. Only a matter of time. What's the point of seeking if you don't even find? You won't see heaven no matter the climb. My hope is a man to send it on board. We conquer the flesh and travel the goal. He fit for the crown and white is the robe. 2 holes in his hands. He purchased the flaw. All I know is the lamb. In him I'm a grow. He conquered in death. He captured my soul. And I'm on the rep. Just tell me I'll go. Never be a roll. Not many gold. Ain't a pot of gold. Yeah, fortify the post. 10 toed down. Still got souls to show. I might die today, but the mission is to carry the glow. Bootstrap pushing. Who rapping on my life? Pushing measure like a kite. Grow with a spirit that's finna take flight. Build up in truth, I ain't taking away. Pray to impatience, I'm waiting away. Fake out a date, I ain't going to hell. Why you keep living so blind? And you so full of your gifts, but you don't believe, you just move like a mine. The paper below me, I stand on like a brick. Blood be on water, my face in a stick. Boomerang Jesus, I throw hope with sticks. My hope is a man to send it on board. We conquer the flesh and travel the goal. He fit for the crown and white is the robe. 2 holes in his hands. He purchased the flaw. All I know is the lamb. In him I'm a grow. He conquered in death. He captured my soul. And I'm on the rep. Just tell me I'll go.
Yeah. Is that a he or she?
I don't know, but it's called conscious hip hop, and I agree with the journalist. That's not conscious hip hop. That's, I mean, maybe I don't know what they call it these days, but that didn't sound like that. That sounded more very commercial. It sounded good, like you're going for.
I guess it's conscious because for people who like
lyrics,
that genre, that genre is not talking about what most people on that type of beat would be talking about.
True. True. I feel that.
It doesn't fall into
I just feel like it
doesn't fall into KRS-One or nothing like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I.
Yeah, that's what you.
KRS-One common, like that's conscious hip hop to me,
yeah.
and that's what I think everybody who listens to conscious hip hop kind of feel.
Expect.
But I think it was a good song for what it was.
Beat was good.
I just feel like all the inflections, like I feel like that's getting played out, because it just sounds like you copy what's popular and then put Christian lyrics and you just fill it in. So you have a template.
Yeah.
It's like a Wix website.
Fact.
You have a template and now you're just putting your lyrics in those spots. And the inflection goes here. Let me put my inflection there. This lyric goes here with this in the background.
That's true.
Let me change that. Let me put a Christian lyric in there, and then have in the background. And I'm a Christian bird in the background instead of a secular bird. So to me, I mean, it's good for what it is, but it's not creative because it's only copy and paste.
Yeah.
And that's really how I feel about that genre, that style of music anyway.
So I'm a DJ, and I'm actually a DJ, and I DJ at team parties. And, you hear a lot of that with like Lil Uzi Vert and all these other, it's like, are you the Christian Lil Uzi Vert or the Christian, whatever? And you got to be careful with that because that has been a stigma that has plagued Christian hip hop for a long time.
Yeah.
To where it's like, oh, you're the Christian that.
The Christian that.
Yeah, Christian Drake or Christian whatever. It's like you don't ever want to find yourself being called a Christian version of something else.
I talk to KJ every time we have him on the show. I remember walking into the Warehouse Music Store out here in Vegas, and I see a flyer over there, the Christian M&M. It had his name on there small. It said the Christian M&M really big on the flyer, KJ52 at Hallelujah Fellowship this Friday.
KJ52?
Yeah. He did a show out here in Vegas, and it labeled him on the flyer for the show, the Christian M&M. And it was right after he did Dear Slim and all that, so they were trying to feed off that. But I'm like, first of all, that's disrespectful to the artist. But then as the artist, you kind of put yourself on that platform at the time. But I just looked at that like, man, the church needs to get it better. but I feel you, man. You don't want to be labeled like the Christian
nothing,
this or that, because I think people, if you're going to reach the secular world, they want to be able to hear something. I've never heard this style before, and what they're saying lyrically is taking me to a whole different place, because you might lose them lyrically when you just stole their whole style, and then it's like, okay, you're trying to sound like imitators. Now Christian hip hop sounds fake, instead of being something that is like, yo, this is super original. It's creative. And what I'm hearing lyrically, oh my gosh, this is mind blowing. Yeah. I need to hear more about this, what they're talking about, this aspect of God, because everyone has some aspect of God in Jesus. But if you're saying it in a creative way that's still biblical, they might dig deeper into the word to get more out of that. But listen, man, we appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. I think Song of the Night, just even by rating, probably goes to Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho.
So, Jericho, you get my $10 again, man. You always taking my money.
Jericho always the man. Yeah, I do apologize, y'all. I'm on East Coast time, so I'm like, I can feel it.
I mean, listen, if they've watched you before on our show, it doesn't matter where you're at, if you're in Vegas or if you're in Florida, you fall asleep on every show.
I guess you're right. I'd be like,
we did one that was kind of earlier. We did it like on a Friday at 5 our time, so it was 8 your time, so you weren't as tired. But definitely last time you were ready to go, and he's ready to go right now, folks. And so are we. This has been over 2 hours. We're trying to keep it at 2 hours, but please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're not going to be doing much live on Facebook. We'll probably still go on live on Facebook just so people could scroll through, but I'm going to have the Facebook link or the YouTube link in there because we want to draw more people to YouTube. Facebook, their algorithm, everything is just whack on Facebook right now. So we want, and plus they cut off our show most of the time. They didn't tonight, but most of the time they do, and YouTube never does. So we want to draw everyone to our YouTube channel.
Make sure y'all subscribing, man.
Subscribe, like and subscribe. Gorilla Cross, it's right there. Where was my hand?
That's a huge thing about this stuff. When we do this stuff, if y'all want us to keep doing it, y'all have to support it. And it doesn't have to be like financially. Share the stream and subscribe to the channel. That stuff, you don't understand how immense that helps. And also like the stream. I didn't know how much liking the stream actually pushes it to more people. So, and it's all free. This is all free stuff. Subscribe, like, and share. I know that sounds redundant and it sounds repetitive, but that is our form of payment as content creators and live streamers. Like, it's literally worth $1 million if you subscribe to our channels, share our content, and hit the like on it. It's just as good as you giving us money. So do that.
Definitely. So we will have him on more
when I'm not sleeping,
and we're going to try to do some earlier shows anyways. Like I said, man, it's only because the schedule in the studio is so crazy that it's hard to do earlier shows.
Man, but thank you for having me,
dude,
bro.
I'm glad you're here, man. I know we've talked about it so long.
Yo, I'm here, dog.
And I know you want one of these banners that I got in the back.
Gorilla Cross
South.
You have one?
I don't.
Oh,
I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna mail it to you.
Oh man,
because I get them. I get them wholesale.
Cool.
I run a printing company.
But listen, I'm Eliseo Way, and I'm in Las Vegas hanging out on Gorilla Cross Radio. This is amazing. I feel a very humbling sense of just honor right now. So I appreciate, and I can't wait to come back. Hopefully you have me back, man, and we come here and get it in. When I come back, I feel like it's going to be a whole different lab, man.
I mean, we've been doing stuff every month to like
just
keep
it.
creating. So
love it.
You're never done with the studio, man.
Never
especially
done.
when you got space. So
wow,
definitely, man. We definitely thank you, everybody watching, tuned in, getting our subscribers up, man. We definitely appreciate you guys doing that because we did get some subscribers tonight on the show. So once again, shout out to everybody that submitted music. Sorry that we put up the link so late and didn't really promote tonight's show, but we will be back next Tuesday and every Tuesday, 8 p.m. West Coast time. And Fridays at 2 p.m. West Coast time will be coming back soon, but we have to get the numbers up on Tuesdays before we bring back Fridays. So it's a lot of work, and when people aren't really paying attention, we don't want to be doing too much. So for Eliseo Way, and for everybody that submitted music, and to you guys out there in video world. We appreciate it. I'm Quan59, and until next time, we're out. Peace.